About the raid.
Authorities are keeping close watch of social media posts, spotting a significant increase in threats aimed at FBI agents, FBI Director Christopher Wray, and Attorney General Merrick Garland. Sources tell Fox News the threats continue at a steady pace online.
Fox's Jared Halpern. 3 more buses arrived this morning in New York City, full of migrants who came to the U.S. illegally, sent from Texas by Republican Governor Greg Abbott, angering New York Mayor Eric Adams.
The mayor getting it from both sides, activists who want him to do more for these migrants, and obviously others who believe that him calling it a crisis with 4,000 asylum seekers here is a bit hypocritical, according to what the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, has said. They see 4,000 illegal migrants cross the border every single day in their communities.
Fox's Brian Yanis. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Show us the money. It's cloudy and 70 degrees downtown. I'm Kirk Darling. Here's what's trending at 9:02. Eli Lilly has lamented lawmakers over the passage of an abortion ban in Indiana, the same lawmakers that they've donated campaign money to, such as Indiana House Speaker Todd Houston.
You come down here and you make the best decisions that you believe are for public policy.
According to Wish TV, Lilly's Political Action Committee has donated around $50,000 in campaign monies to 16 Republicans who voted in favor of the ban since January of 2019. A person shot and killed on the east side. It was Tuesday afternoon near 9th and Emerson. A second person was shot as well. They were able to get themselves to the hospital. That person also told police that they acted in self-defense during a robbery. A 10-year-old child in Fort Wayne is dead.
And the cops believe it was another child that shot him. I'm Donnie Burgess. The victim, ID'd as Ray D1 of Fort Wayne, was found shot just before 6 o'clock Monday evening. Police found the other child not long after. The child is cooperating with police and currently faces a reckless homicide charge. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A special election to fill the remainder of Representative Jackie Walorski's term will be held on the same day as the general election, November 8th. Walorski was killed in a car wreck last week. Her funeral is Thursday. The FBI's raid of former President Trump's residence in Florida is politically motivated, say Congressman Jim Banks and others. Though he sees no evidence of that so far, IU political science professor Aaron Dusso believes the raid will have little effect on Trump.
I don't think so. Without indictments, I don't think it will make much of a difference at all, actually.
Dusso says it probably won't change anyone's mind about the way they would vote were Trump to run again either. Colts linebacker Shaquille Leonard is working his way back from the offseason back surgery that he had, according to ESPN. Leonard isn't ruled out for the season opener. The Colts open the preseason Saturday against the Buffalo Bills. Traffic on the 5s, Matt Bear.
Southeast side northbound 465, slow 74 up to Washington Street at inbound 69. It's been rough all morning, still slow 96th Street down to 465. Traffic sponsored by Comcast Business. Whether your business is starting or growing, you need Comcast Business, the network that powers more businesses than any other provider. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on Twitter at WIBC Traffic.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for Timberlake Kitchen and Bath Cabinets. Visit Drexel's new design center on 146th Street at River Road or on North Shadeland. DrexelIN.com.
Do you get sinus infections? Congestion? Sinus pressure and pain? Above your eyes? Below your eyes? Sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You've visited urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing. I know. Let's try antibiotics and nasal sprays. But the sinus infections keep coming back. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your sinus infections anymore. Set an appointment today with Indianapolis Sinus Center and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
The forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Decreasing clouds through the day, comfortable temperatures. Today's high 83. We are clear, quiet, and comfortably cool overnight. A low down to 64. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey for 93 WIBC.
70 degrees and cloudy downtown. I'm Kurt Darling on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Marshall Mechanical Heating and Cooling, your American Standard air dealer in Johnson County.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
The Republican Party in Indiana sees zero problem in record spending, in record taxation.
And Casey Daniels.
You went out there and said, please vote for me. You debated other people on why you're the better person for the position. Suck it up.
This is the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, August 10th, and things that are trending this hour. Inflation. It is at 8.5% for July. That is down from 9.1% in June. Also trending today, it is National Lazy Day. Today, I don't feel like doing anything. I just want to lay in my bed. Also trending, Johnny Depp. He has signed a multi-year 7-figure contract with Dior. He will be the new face of Sauvage cologne for men. Johnny Depp just can't help himself from staying out of the news.
Johnny Depp looks like the last person you would want to smell like.
You think he smells dirty?
I think he is the last person you would want to smell like. And again, okay, whatever you want to say about the whole Johnny Depp saga, and we talked about how Amber Heard is clearly a lunatic and probably a pathological liar and should have lost that case. Mm-hmm. But Johnny Depp just keeps getting rewarded, right? Whatever you think about Amber Heard and the ultimate carrying out of justice that took place, Johnny Depp is clearly a person with immense, serious, long-term issues. And yet, as so often happens in our society, not only is there not any punishment, there's a vast, giant pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Like a 7-figure deal with Dior. It's 8 minutes after 9. We are Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. Thanks for listening this morning. So Biden is heading to South Carolina for a beach vacation. You know, he has to recover from his 2 weeks of isolation. Yes. The FBI raided Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate the other day. One of the things they searched through was Melania's wardrobe. They wouldn't let any of Trump's attorneys in the room. But the White House said they were not aware the FBI would be conducting the search of his home and learned about the events through news reports just like everyone else. In fact, no one from the White House, DOJ, or FBI are talking. So it seems like the White House is offering up the bloated, bureaucratic DOJ as a sacrificial lamb. Soon enough, they're going to have to cut off an arm.
Well, so Kevin, I'm going to switch this up a little bit. I want to lead with this Marco Rubio clip because I was pleasantly surprised at the collective outcry from the Republican Party. And normally you have no idea what you're going to get with the Republican Party in terms of accountability or a unified front, especially as it involves anything Trump. But this was so egregious and ridiculous and unprecedented what took place that I was pleasantly surprised, and we'll play it throughout the day. Everyone from the more establishment-y type of Marco Rubio to the certainly more conservative wing of Lauren Boebert and all points in between, quickly, swiftly coming out against what took place. And look, again, everybody needs to wake up to this because whether you like Trump, hate Trump, whatever, if they'll do it to Trump, they'll do it to you. And I thought Marco Rubio, of all people, was really on the ball on this. Take a listen.
You know, an FBI raid looking for supposed classified documents is a ridiculous alibi. Unlike anyone else in the federal government, no president can be guilty of illegally handling classified information because the president has complete and final authority to decide whether something's classified or not. The truth is, this raid wasn't about documents. This raid was about trying to disqualify a likely future election opponent, about trying to intimidate Republicans who oppose the left, and about creating a distraction from Biden's failures and the radicalism of the Democratic Party that he leads. Guys, it was no coincidence that this happened the day after they passed a bill to hire 87,000 IRS agents. It was no coincidence they did this just 2 days before the new inflation numbers come out this week, because they want the media talking about this raid instead of the fact that we have a cost of living crisis, an open border, a violent crime wave, and that they're hiring a new force of IRS agents larger than the entire British Army. Now look, this may all be shocking to most Americans, but the people I've lived around my entire life in Miami, they've seen all of this before. You see, many of them came to America fleeing Marxist dictatorships, governments that use the power of the state to criminalize the opposition. And they have long known what many are now learning the hard way. There are no limits to what Marxists are willing to do to hold on to power.
Bingo. Okay,
and
good.
so
good,
I
good.
pray that...
So he makes a phenomenal point, which is, Casey, I have owned businesses before. And I will tell you, I think I had at most four employees in one business. That was exhausting to oversight 4 employees. Now imagine a government agency which has no obligation to accountability, right? When you own your own business, it's like you need to know where everybody's at and what they're doing because you're paying them and it's your money. Now picture a government agency with no accountability that is already a massive bureaucracy that you're on the phone for 9 hours with every time you call to get a live person. Now they're saying, here's 87,000 more people. There's going to be no oversight of these people. We talk about the nameless, faceless bureaucrats that manipulate and shape this country. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, he went on to say that if voters put us back in the majority, we better have the guts to subpoena the records and make those who authorize this to testify under oath.
The other favorite part of this, and by favorite, I mean my least favorite part, is that we were subjected to a long question and answer session with Karine Jean-Pierre, White House Press Secretary, also perhaps the dumbest person alive. Can we play a couple of these back and forths? Okay, so clip 1. She gets asked a very straightforward question, considering that the President of the United States is the chief law enforcement officer in this country. It is called the Biden Justice Department. And she's asked, does Biden approve of the Trump raid? Her answer? Well, that's more of a DOJ type of thing.
Does the president believe that the Justice Department acted accordingly here?
That is not, I'll say this again. That's up for the Department of Justice to decide. It is, when it comes to the criminal investigation, it is independent, and they make that decision.
So literally what you're led to believe is no matter what the Department of Justice does, the president never knows and never has an opinion on it. So if the Department of Justice decides they're going to just start indicting politicians left and right, the president will just go, well, it's more of a DOJ type of thing.
Yeah.
It's the Biden Justice Department.
By the way, the DOJ offers press releases on their website. Not one from yesterday.
Oh, clip 2 of the dumbest woman alive, Karine Jean-Pierre, again asked a very pertinent, straightforward question. Random, confused act of journalism taking place here. Who signed off on the raid? Was it Merrick Garland? Answer: no idea.
And has the White House been told whether or not Attorney General Garland signed off on the search warrant himself?
We learned about this. The president learned about this just like you all did. Through the public reports, and we learned about this just like the American people did.
So you don't know whether or not Garland signed off on it?
I don't have anything more to share. So we, like I said, we did not know about this, and we have not been briefed on this. We learned about this just like the public, just as you all were reporting it through the public reports.
So we're led to believe that the home of a former president, who is likely the current president's challenger in 2 years, was raided, and the president of the United States, no idea that was going on.
She has nothing to share.
They didn't run that through him. And that is probably about as accurate as Joe Biden having no idea about Hunter Biden's business dealings.
Right.
One other clip before we go. She is just so stupid.
She's asked about the reason.
Yeah, she gets asked about, should the FBI, the DOJ, do they have an obligation to let the American public know, oh, I don't know, why you raided the home of a former president? What are we looking for here? Is this related to classified documents? Is this related to a crime of some sort? No comment.
Lastly, does the White House, if the president believe, would be helpful both domestically and signal that sends abroad, for the Department of Justice to be more open about the reasons for that search warrant, the underlying evidence there?
Again, this is not something I'm going to comment on today or from here at all. This goes to the Department of Justice, and that's where I refer you to.
Again, she's not talking. So in my mind, the question becomes, did they have something specific in mind they were trying to retrieve? A significant particular paper.
Right.
Or were they hoping they had probable cause to reveal something they found? So was it Book A, Chapter 13, Page 8, Paragraph 2, Sentence 1, or was it just something in the library?
And we'll get into more throughout the program today. But Casey, when we come back, and you know how I hate to do this.
Yeah.
You know I hate taking victory laps. You know I hate telling you how right I was about things.
Mm-hmm.
But our old friends over at Eli Lilly, boy, it's been an awkward 24 hours for them. Great act of journalisming by our friends at Wish TV. And, well, it's always great when it makes us be proven correct. And so can we talk about that?
Eli Lilly coming up from 93 WIBC.
As kids everywhere lament going back to school. Just wait till they find out. The learning never stops. And this classroom encourages talking in class.
Some of these people need to take a civics class.
They claim to be the party of science.
The more we learn, the less the science is in their favor.
And we're always in session.
This is easy stuff. It's Economics 101.
This is 93 WIBC.
It's Casey Daniels with our friends at Galaxy Concrete Coatings. Now, this is for indoor and outdoor concrete. So as the last days of summer roll by, be thinking for next summer with your pool deck or even your patio. It's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They can transform any concrete space. Call their office in Fishers at 317-751-9070. That's 317-751-9070. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com. It's GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com.
The reality of owning property is that it can sometimes become a burden. Maybe you own a vacant, condemned, or foreclosed property. Maybe you need to move fast for work or a family emergency. Perhaps you inherited a home, got a divorce, or just can't maintain the home you currently have. Getting free of that burden with cash in hand is easier than you think. Enhanced Property Solutions makes it simple for you to sell your property fast for cash on the date you pick. Any condition. No realtors, no fees, no hassles. EnhancedPropertySolutions.com or call 317-676-2050.
Old National Bank is asking everyone to get old. But first, people have questions.
Will it take me years to get old?
No, getting old can literally happen in minutes.
Is getting old like a complicated process?
Not at all. Just stop into one of our banking centers or visit our website. We even have an app for that.
Will I look any different after I get old?
You may look happier and more relaxed with a banking partner like us.
Definitely want to get old.
Introducing Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National Bank. Get old. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
An effective defense often hinges on sophisticated strategies relating to income tax projections, business valuations, spousal support claims. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 317-322-0122 or visit online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Indianapolis. Cordell & Cordell, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Dak Prescott here. Why do I choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because better sleep elevates my game. Only my Sleep Number 360 smart bed helps me fall asleep faster, keeps me cool, and effortlessly adjusts for my best sleep. The result? 28 minutes more restful sleep a night. That's more focus, more edge, and more highlights. And that means more wins for all of us.
All smart beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, only for limited time. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
Do you know a volunteer who deserves a year's worth of free vehicle maintenance? Tell us their story and nominate them. Click the Do More tab at jiffylubeindiana.com.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
That guy's brain is a bag full of cats. He could smell crazy on him.
And Casey Daniels.
If she were a president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln.
On 93 WIBC.
As Eli Lilly and Company condemns Indiana's decision on abortion, the company donated tens of thousands of dollars to lawmakers and other state leaders who supported the law.
Wait. What did you say? Can you read that headline again?
Yeah, they supported the law.
I must have misunderstood. Can you read that again very slowly?
Sure. As Eli Lilly condemns Indiana's decision on abortion,
right,
the company donated tens of thousands of dollars to lawmakers and other state leaders who supported the law.
Okay, so let's back this up real quick because you know, Casey, I have to be very sure before I take a victory lap on this show because you know the great pain it brings to my soul to have to show everybody how right I was and how right I've been for years and years and years.
It bothers you so much.
So the abortion ban, partial abortion ban, wasn't a full abortion ban, despite Republicans promising to ban abortion for 30 years. But that's beside the point. Partial abortion ban passes in Indiana. Eli Lilly comes out with this Johnny Tough Guy statement lamenting abortion, saying how now we're going to have to consider pulling of all of our resources, future resources out of Indiana. And I said, oh, great. Does that mean that the tens of millions of dollars I, as a taxpayer, am on the hook for that sweet-ass land deal we helped Eli Lilly with in Boone County? Does that mean you're done with that and you're not... You're packing your bags, and you told me the other day that no. They're
going to honor those commitments.
But the future land, of course, they're building a $2.1 billion facility here, but future endeavors, that those are up for question. And so, of course, we said Eli Lilly is a bunch of giant hypocrites because they didn't say jack anything when the debate was going on over abortion. They have given, as Jeff Spicoli would say in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, buku Dolores to Eric Holcomb. Of course, they didn't give Eric Holcomb, as I recall, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, any money while he was running for governor. But once he ran for governor and won, they started giving him huge money. And now our friends over at our news gathering partners at Wish TV, I believe our friend Richard Essex was involved in this, did a little math and investigative reporting, and they found out, this is just since 2019, that they have given, they being Eli Lilly, has given $50,000 to Republican politicians who voted for the abortion ban. They have also given, I believe they said $30,000, which is, as I told you yesterday, $10,000 every year, I believe, is the large sack of cash that ends up in the Holcomb Incorporated coffers. And they have given thousands of dollars to the Republican committee here, Indiana Republican State Committee, $10,000. And by the way, I love, this is how great the Wish TV reporting was on this. Again, Richard Essex, I think, was in on this. Somebody else, phenomenal. The Eli Lilly, there's no way to wiggle out of this because they gave $10,000 to the Indiana Republican State Committee. And here's the party's platform in 2018. Quote, "We believe in the sanctity of human life from conception to natural death, and that the U.S. Constitution's guarantee that no one can, quote, be deprived of life, liberty, or property deliberately echoes the proclamation made in the Declaration of Independence that all people are endowed by their Creator with the inalienable right to life. Accordingly, we assert the sanctity of human life and affirm that the unborn child has a fundamental right to life." Of course, I guess unless you're conceived in abortion or incest, and then this case now the Republican Party is still okay with sucking your brains out, but that's beside the point. Anyway, fundamental right to life, which cannot be infringed. Casey, there is no way that the Rhodes Scholars that work at Eli Lilly could not read that as I just did and recognize, wow, this is a party that really values life and is against abortion. So on one hand, they have given, do the math there, close to $100,000 either to Republican state lawmakers, high tax Holcomb, the Indiana Republican State Committee since 2019. And yet now we're out lamenting the decision on abortion.
They did say Indiana has opted to quickly adopt one of the most restrictive anti-abortion laws in the United States. It's going to make it hard for them to hire new workers. And given this new law, they're going to be forced to plan for more employment growth outside of our home state. Yet, they donated $17,000 to House Speaker Todd Houston, $15,000 to Senate President Pro Tem.
Oh, the Flanders boys.
Yes.
You're telling me the Flanders boys got $32,000, Rod and Todd from Eli Lilly? Is that what you're telling me?
I am telling you that. They also gave $31,000 to Holcomb in his campaign.
And by the way, let me again reiterate, they gave $10,000 to the Indiana Republican State Committee. Can you read the first part of that little press release that they put out about whatever it was, a fundamental whatever bull crap, blah, 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 blah.
Indiana has opted to quickly adopt one of the most restrictive anti-abortion laws in the United States.
Okay, so they're acting very surprised and saddened by this. Yet they gave $10,000 to the Republican State Committee, whose party platform on abortion ends with, accordingly, we assert the sanctity of human life and affirm that the unborn child has a fundamental right to life, which cannot be infringed.
Right.
So, Casey.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to make any assumptions. You know how I am about always giving people the benefit of the doubt, especially in the arena of politics and government, because, well, usually the cause is a noble one. Hi, Governor Holcomb. How are you? I want to assume people have the best motives. But it is almost, when we think about all these donations, we think about what the party platforms are and the public platforms of the people who have received those donations. It is almost, if I didn't know better, like Eli Lilly is nothing more than a gigantic, disingenuous, hypocritical, profiteering-obsessed corporation that has no core convictions.
Are you telling me it's a business trying to make money?
I want to assume the best in everyone. Maybe they just missed the memos.
Yeah. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. And up next, a round of what in the world is Biden saying? Yeah. That's on the way.
Hi guys, it's Andrew. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, today, Wednesday, August 10th, we're running a one-day end-of-summer special you won't want to miss out on. Pine Grove Medical Clinic uses the most powerful form of wave therapy. This is a technology clinically shown to repair blood vessels and improve blood flow. We can now effectively treat your ED without any pills. If you're ready to transform your love life, grab your phone. Today is your day. Call us now and you'll qualify for the assessment and ultrasound totally free. Also, a gift that can produce powerful results in the bedroom in minutes. You're going to love that, guys. And today only, we're offering 5 tune-up treatments to our patients free. This is our most lucrative offer ever, worth $1,000. But call today, Wednesday, and qualify totally free. 317-552-1111. That's 317-552-1111. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Pine Grove Medical Clinic now to qualify. This offer ends today. 317-552-1111.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 38,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
You asked, we toasted. That's right. Breakfast bagels are back at McDonald's. Wake up with your favorite today, like the steak, egg, and cheese bagel. Freshly toasted and topped with a tender, juicy steak patty, a fluffy folded egg, melty American cheese, and grilled onions. Or enjoy other classic combinations like the sausage, egg, and cheese or bacon, egg, and cheese. When you're all finished, you will be wishing it was morning. All over again. Breakfast hours only at participating McDonald's.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep Central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, Call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis. 875-4577. 875-4577. Or visit doorstoday.com.
Why? Just think about it. Why is the #1 selling brand of chainsaws not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot? We can give you over 10,000 reasons. That's how many authorized local steel dealers you can find across the country. Visit one and you'll find a range of dependable gas and battery-powered tools, from trimmers to blowers. And you'll find service from experienced professionals. Real steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. Lowe's and Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach, and why over 10,000 local steel dealers are putting battery power in the hands of Americans. Just 3 words. Made in America. Real steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. The majority of steel products sold in America are made in America of U.S. and foreign materials. Batteries and chargers are sourced internationally.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Slowing down. Cloudy and 71 downtown. I'm Kirk Darling. Here's what's trending at 9:31. Inflation slowed in July compared to months prior. Year-over-year inflation slowed in July to 8.5%, down from a 40-year high in June. It fell from 9.1% last month, the first drop since April. The rate was better than analysts expected of 8.7%. A lawyer for former President Trump says that the FBI seized about a dozen boxes in Monday's raid of his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. The attorney, Christina Bobb, denounced the move, saying that she's claiming it's unjustly driven by politics in an effort to stop him from running in 2024.
I'm sure that they're claiming that there was something, terribly egregious, that's a grave matter of national security. The problem is there are no crimes committed.
Trump was in New York at the time of the raid. The NFL Pro Bowl is set to return to Las Vegas in 2023. The decision comes after the city successfully hosted the All-Star event earlier this year. And now the stock report. We're up at the opening bell. The Dow is up big time, 442 points at 33,179. The Nasdaq up 291 to 13,323. And the S&P 500 is up 69 to 4,194. I'm Kirk Darling, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
I'm going to tell you something. There's only one real estate agent I'd use to sell my house, and that's Mark Dietel. And here's proof of why I'd use Mark Dietel. How about Tim in Indianapolis? His story. It's a sad one. His mom passed away and they needed to sell her house. So he heard about Mark Dietel on our show and hired Mark, had it sold in days at $16,000 over list price.
There's only one agent that we recommend, that we trust here on the Hammer and Nigel show, and it's Mark Dietel. Because Mark Dietel has the guarantee in place. Mark Dietel guarantees multiple offers in 3 days at full market value, or he will list it for free. Think about that. Contact Mark Dietel today. Pick up the phone, 317-755-4232. That's 755-4232. Or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com. Tell him Hammer and Nigel sent you.
When the weather turns severe, turn to the WIBC Storm Desk, presented by Technology Recyclers, certified electronics recycling. Visit tech-recyclers.com. You're listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC.
So he's on his way to South Carolina because, darn it, the president needs a vacation. He's just exhausted. You're listening to Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC at 9:34. But just Monday, I believe, he signed paperwork to admit Finland and Sweden into NATO. He's the 23rd out of 30 members to approve the country's admission into the alliance. But it's time for another wild and wacky round of what in the world is Biden saying?
NATO was formed out of the wreckage of World War II, as we all know. Where war, it had, look, just be straight about it. Wars have repeatedly riven the continent, engulfed the world in conflicts, and there's no way to avoid that if we're not together.
Casey, now before we comment on this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go back to, and my mother, who is hearing this right now, will correct me, but when I was a young boy, and I am because my mother was an English teacher,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a product of the public education system. I was taught that when you construct a paragraph, that all of the thoughts in the paragraph go together. Like, for example, you might say, the cat ran away from Farmer Joe. The cat went off into the field where Farmer Joe could not find the cat. The cat has not been seen since she fled Farmer Joe. You wouldn't say in the same paragraph, the cat fled Farmer Joe. Ruffles is a tortoise.
You're bringing a new idea in.
The street has cracks in it. And this is what Joe Biden did here. He did sentences that were kind of sort of sentences, but in terms of a paragraphical construction, he would have failed 6th grade English.
Mrs. Rob Kendall would have given him an F, huh?
None of these sentences went together with each other.
No, they did not. He's talking about NATO, of course, and Finland and Sweden joining NATO. A couple of interesting things about this. Senator Josh Holloway from Missouri voted no. He said the United States should focus on containing China instead of expanding NATO. He was the only Republican to vote no. And also Rand Paul from Kentucky, he voted present on the resolution.
Well, this idea now, and again, it just shows the people who run society, that NATO should be some sort of do-drop-in club where everybody should be able to get in. It's like a tree, like a tree house where you just come on by and climb up
drop the ladder down for you.
That is not how it's supposed to work, because there are obligations that come with being in these organizations. The United States now has obligations to these countries. And the idea that you're going to just let everybody in based on something that's happening to a country that's not even a part of the organization, that's ridiculous. And so there were two people, Josh Hawley from Missouri and Rand Paul from Kentucky, who apparently understand history and how it's supposed to work, and everybody else was just, well, that's a feel-good thing. Let them in. How much money can we send these people?
Biden called it a watershed moment. And let's talk about money and how much the administration is spending.
Yeah.
$280 billion. $280 billion as Biden signed the CHIPS Act into law. The bill will include more than $52 billion for U.S. companies producing semiconductors.
Oh, yes.
But here's the thing, Rob.
Yes, Casey.
We made a mistake.
Uh-oh, what would, no. Now, we just did a segment on how right we were about about Eli Lilly being little more apparently than a bunch of corporate profiteers who don't actually care about the abortion issue. Now we've got to backtrack?
Yeah,
oh, that's
we did make a mistake, and
that's
when you make a mistake, it's a 3-step process.
Yes.
So 1, admit the error. We made a mistake.
Okay.
2, apologize.
We're very sorry.
Sorry.
What did we make a mistake on?
3, take corrective action.
Oh, okay.
Well, we were talking about this CHIP Act
Yes.
when Biden was signing it.
Yesterday. He was doing it while we were on the air. Biden was signing.
While we were on the air.
Yes.
And we looked at the TV and did not see the Duke of Spendingburg.
Yes, this is 100% my fault. I take full blame for this. We were seeing all of the radical left lunatics in the photo who are very happy. Biden was there, Schumer, Kamala, a bunch of other left-wing lawmakers. And I had said, I do not see the largest spending Republican in the U.S. Senate, who has added $11 trillion to the debt, whose bravery and forward thought made adding the tens of billions of dollars more to our national debt possible, the Duke of Spendingburg, Todd Young. And I said, where is Todd Young?
Right. And you didn't see him. I'll allow the mistake,
Yes.
Rob. You know why? There were 16 to 21 people in that picture.
And again, look, I was very focused on all of the far left, big government growing lunatics, as we mentioned, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Chuck Schumer.
Right.
I think Pelosi's in there. She's blocked out by Schumer. And so I was very distracted by all of these far left radical politicians. And so I did not notice that the Duke of Spendingburg, Todd Young, was right there with them.
He was. The picture, Well, the signing took place on the south lawn of the White House, there he was.
Sure.
Right in the back, smiling broadly.
Yeah, well, and then I love that our friends at the Indiana Democrats sent me a still photo of Todd in the group shot and said, Rob Kendall will enjoy this photo. So at least who says bipartisanship cannot be achieved, Casey? the real conservatives and the liberals can agree on something, and that is how awful Todd Young is. And so here's the hypocrisy on all of this. And this is why, and again, I'm very upset, as I said yesterday, that the Duke of Spendingburg, the largest spending Republican in the U.S. Senate, who has added $11 trillion to the national debt, which is a gigantic driver of inflation, Todd Young, will not come on this show, but apparently will come on with Tony Katz because he was on with Tony on Monday, and we gave the invitation 2 days yesterday to the Duke of Spendingburg. We gave the invitation to his little troll assistant Igor, who was very aggressive and mean to me at the Stacks Pancake House, who admitted he listens to the show, that we love to have the Duke on to talk about these things, and we didn't get a response. And here's what drives me crazy. Okay, so this guy, $11 trillion added to the national debt. Todd Young did not dispute that in a room full of people when I called him out on it. He said he's not stopping the spending. Here's his quote about the green dream, Biden's green dream, that the Duke of Spendingburg's CHIPS Act helped facilitate because he just gave it to him because he got a bunch of Republicans to vote with him, so they didn't have to put any effort into adding these billions and billions to the deficit. Quote, maybe we need some hate mail for this. Kevin, I'll filibuster here for a second. This needs some hate mail because the hypocrisy from the Duke of Spendingburg is just something we've got to bring. Are we ready? Okay, here we go. Ready? All right. Yet, in the middle of a recession, he's jamming through the so-called Inflation Reduction Act that would raise taxes on nearly all Americans, do nothing to combat record-high inflation, and recklessly spend billions in Green New Deal waste. Okay, so I guess, Casey, inflation and debt only matters to the Duke of Spendingburg, Todd Young, the largest spending Republican in the U.S. Senate, who's added $11 trillion to the national debt, if he's not the one doing it.
Only if he's the author of the bill is it okay.
Because Duke of Spendingburg was with Kamala and Biden and old Nancy and Chuck Schumer, really giddy and happy about the tens of billions he added to the national debt in the CHIPS Act. He didn't seem to have any problem with that there.
No, that was okay.
He didn't have any problem when he voted to fund the government a couple months ago that added billions and billions to the national debt. Doesn't seem to have any problem with inflation that comes when he votes for it. It's almost like he's not really mad about the spending, Casey. It's almost like he's not really mad about the debt. It's almost like he's mad that he can't benefit his donors and buddies with the spending and debt. But there's no way that would be what's going on with the Duke of Spendingburg, Todd Young. No way.
You think he's mad that he can't take credit?
I think we may be onto something. And Todd Young, if you'd like to discuss any of this, you're on with Tony. You come on with Tony. It's not like you don't have the phone number.
I would like to say one nice thing about Todd Young. So I know. Contain yourself here, Kendall.
That was a very nice suit he was wearing. Is that what we're going to
No, I'm not going to talk about what he was wearing or the nice smile that he had in the picture.
Yes.
He did announce that he has submitted an official congressional tribute to honor 22-year-old Eli Dickin. And you remember Eli Dickin was the armed bystander who intervened in the mass shooting at the Greenwood Park Mall. So
we're even? Is that what you're telling me? He submits a resolution for
we're not even,
Eli, and we'll just call the $11 trillion in debt. We'll just wipe that off.
Nope, we're not even. But I think it is only fair that we acknowledge something smart.
I'm sure Todd worked very hard, letting some underpaid, underappreciated staffer write that resolution.
Stamp his signed name to it.
Very nice of the Duke of Spendingburg.
Yeah, it's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Coming up on the Hammer and Nigel show, more fallout from the FBI's raid on Mar-a-Lago. Plus special guest Tommy Lahren from Fox News. All starts at 3, 93 WIBC.
Imagine if McDonald's was always within reach. Chicken McNuggets, golden crispy fries, all in the palm of your hand. With the McDonald's app, you don't have to imagine. Exclusive deals on all your delicious favorites are just a tap away.
Did someone say free fries? Download the McDonald's app and get a large order of fries on us. Valid one time only through the last day of the month for first-time app users at participating McDonald's. May take up to 48 hours to appear in deals. Download and registration required.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. It's back to school time, and that means it's our annual King for Queen mattress sale and our inventory reduction sale on all in-stock Berlin Gardens and Pollywood outdoor furniture. The lowest prices of the year on the best mattresses and on all outdoor furniture that is all weather. Get interest-free financing and free delivery only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Sale ends Monday.
Guys, if you need an annual health exam, check out the Low T Center to get your complete health assessment. They'll check all of your levels, not just your T level. In most cases, it's completely covered by your health insurance. And if you don't have insurance, it's less than $100 for a full lab panel and office visit with the medical provider. And they give you a complete health assessment. Low T Center, specializing in men's health. Go to lowtcenter.com right now. Book online. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
The reality of owning property is that it can sometimes become a burden. Maybe you own a vacant, condemned, or foreclosed property. Maybe you need to move fast for work or a family emergency. Perhaps you inherited a home, got a divorce, or just can't maintain the home you currently have. Getting free of that burden with cash in hand is easier than you think. Enhanced Property Solutions makes it simple for you to sell your property fast for cash on the date you pick. Any condition. No realtors, no fees, no hassles. EnhancedPropertySolutions.com or call 317-676-2050.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our tractor lineup rated #1 in durability and owner experience, Z Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home a Kubota BX Series tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, plus save up to $700. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Fishers and Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota, or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
Traffic.
Right.
This wagon commute is killing me. You mind if I turn on your old radio?
Oh, this song again. I swear they play the same 3 chants on every station.
At this rate, it's going to take a fortnight to get to work.
Well, just be glad you don't need to fill up. I mean, have you seen the price of hay?
Mm-hmm.
Throughout history, people have always hated to commute. That's why Monster lets you search work from home jobs. Find your job at monster.com or download the app.
Doug. Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 in 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If you haven't received your $125 automatic taxpayer refund, guess what? You can expect to see that check in just a matter of weeks. That from state officials.
Maybe.
It's 9:48 with Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. So folks across the state can see that $200 payment, which was approved by the special legislative session, arrive really soon.
Maybe. So let's kind of review what's going on here, because this is the most government thing ever. And, for a state that's run by Republicans, it's supposed to be all about government accountability. It's really amazing how many may have not read the party platform. So in March, and people need to realize this was not by choice. This is by force. When old high-tax Holcomb brags about the money you're getting back, he didn't do it voluntarily. It happened by force because it was state law and the bean counters couldn't spend the money fast enough. There was so much money coming in from the federal government that it triggered an automatic state refund of what accounted to $125.
They're only allowed to have so much money in the surplus.
Well, they were. Now they've changed the law because they got so much money in the surplus. They said, we can't have this going back to the people. And we'll come back to that in a second. So they took, the law was $2 billion. And this was a law under Daniels that said if we have more than $2 billion in our surplus, that is ridiculous. because taxes should go to fund the government. And people can fight size, scope of government, whatever, but you shouldn't have excess reserves because that's other people's money. And so it triggered this past year, because of all the federal money that came in, a $125 automatic tax refund. When Holcomb talks about what he's giving you, or the Republicans talk about what they're giving you, they didn't give you crap.
It's already yours.
It was already yours. They took it from you. They took it faster than they could spend it. And by state law, they were forced to give it back to you. They didn't voluntarily do anything. That makes me so mad when I hear people like old high-tax Holcomb come out and go, and we're giving you back. You ain't giving me nothing. It's mine, and you took it from me, and you didn't want to give it back. You had to give it back. But they've done their best not to give it back, because here we are, what are we? Let's see, April, May, June, July, August. We're on month 5, and still roughly, I don't know, probably between 40 and 50% of the state hasn't got their money back. And now the state auditor's office, who relinquishes the checks, said, well, the reason there's still a big delay has been we didn't have the paper to print the checks. You what?
Paper shortage.
You didn't have the paper? You know what happens, Casey? You know, every, what our taxes are due in April, right? Every April, if I owe money, I'm required to send a payment in.
Correct.
And never once has it worked where I told the state of Indiana, gosh darn it, I know I owed you $300, but I didn't have a check handy. And so I just couldn't give it back to you on time. But yet when it's the state, you know, that apparently works. It's almost like they play by a different set of rules. So half the state, or roughly half the state, still hasn't gotten their refund back. I know a whole bunch of people who haven't got it back. And now they owe us $200 more because they stole $1,500 additional dollars with no use. And out of the goodness of their heart, last week, the Republicans decided we're going to give you $200 of the $1,500 we stole from you with no use for back. So now they owe some people $325. They owe some of us $200. And maybe in a couple of weeks, you'll start to get these checks. However, they have said, please don't call, because I know a couple of people who I've told them, they said, I haven't got my money. I said, you should call over there. And every person's told me the same thing. You can't get a live person.
Stuck in a phone tree.
You can't get a live person. And so now I love this. Indiana Capitol Chronicle did the reporting. At the bottom, it says, everybody should. Now, keep in mind, this is supposed to be inflation relief, right? Like, people are hurting right now. But everybody should get their money by the end of October. And then at the end of October, if you still don't have your money, then you can call. Casey, they passed it in March. So here's what I'm going to try next year, and I'm going to see how this works. And my accountant right now is, I'm sure, sprinting to his nearest automobile to head towards central Indiana to ensure that I don't do this. But I'm thinking in April, if I owe the state money, I'm going to just send it in November and just say, I'm just behaving with the guidance that was set forth by the state. I assume this is okay because that's what you did to us, and we're all good here, right?
You can try that, but you know what's going to happen, Rob Kendall?
What is going to happen?
You're going to have to pay a fine and then interest.
What?
And with interest rates as high as they are, that could be a sizable amount.
Wait. What is this fine and interest? I didn't read anything in the Indiana Capitol Chronicle report that the state of Indiana will be paying people who didn't get their money fines and interest. Did I miss that?
No. That applies to you, not to them. So they have received the paper needed for printing.
Boy, that's great.
Meaning that the checks can start coming out.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully as early as next week.
No, I can say this, Casey, because I spent, let's see, what did I spend? I spent about 8 of the longest months of my life working for not 1, not 2, but 3 state auditors. So I am uniquely qualified. And boy, oh boy, do I have some state auditor stories that I just can't wait to tell, and I'm hoping if our old friend from, well, I was going to say down in Columbus, but now I guess it's he lives in a McMansion in Zionsville and Carmel. And if our old buddy Mike Pence decides to run for president, boy, do I have stories. And I'm really hoping Mike pulls the trigger on that so I can tell those stories someday. Anyway, my point was, having worked in the state auditor's office, the whole time I was there, I never once heard, while I was there, we can't do that because we don't have any paper. That's really convenient that the paper ran out when the people were supposed to start getting their money.
Right when they needed the money the most.
Wild how that works.
Yeah, there are roughly 1.7 million checks to print.
Yeah.
They have the capacity to print 50,000 of those per day, so it'll take between 24 and 48 hours to go through the entire process. And as you mentioned, most people can expect to get their checks printed by early October.
Let me look into the camera. By the way, hello to everyone on YouTube who's watching us. We love you. Hello to Drake. He has been manning the YouTube chat for us. Listener Drake, making sure everyone hits the like button in the YouTube chat. Let me look into the camera here for the people on YouTube so you know I'm being serious. You cannot make up how incompetent, how disingenuous, and how awful so many of these elected people are, and how poorly not only they treat you, but they get great joy in treating you. But hey, keep voting straight ticket Republican because, well, it'd be really bad if we got a Democrat in there, right? You might not get your money till December with the Democrats, right?
By the way, if you got your refund by direct deposit, that's how you're going to get the newest payment as well. It's
Maybe.
Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. Good morning.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you cool and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1-HOUR for $50 off your repair or visit onehourair.com and keep your cool. Beer.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Interest rate hikes are slowing home price growth, but you can still get top dollar for your home right now with Mark Dietel. Maybe you're worried because your home needs costly repairs or upgrades. With Mark Dietel, there are no required costly repairs. Pick your move date. Stay in your home after the sale stress-free while you close your dream home. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Listen to what Ray in Indianapolis had to say about working with Mark Dietel. I had a rental property I was ready to sell to cash out in our hot market. Selling fast was good, but more importantly, I was looking to sell for top dollar. Mark Dietel delivered both. I got 20 offers and sold for $15,000 over high asking in a few weeks. Mark is the guy to get you the best price in Indianapolis. Call the agent I recommend and trust. Mark Dietel guarantees multiple offers in 3 days for full market value, or it's listed for free. Call Mark Dietel 317-755-4232 or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com.
You asked, we toasted. That's right. Breakfast bagels are back at McDonald's. Wake up with your favorite today, like the steak, egg, and cheese bagel. Freshly toasted and topped with a tender, juicy steak patty, a fluffy folded egg, melty American cheese, and grilled onions. Or enjoy other classic combinations like the sausage, egg, and cheese or bacon, egg, and cheese. When you're all finished, you will be wishing it was morning, all over again. Breakfast hours only at participating McDonald's.
Hi, honey.
Mom, I'm glad you figured out the video call. What's all that noise?
Oh, that. Your room will soon be a fitness studio.
My room? What?
Yeah, it's the home equity line of credit from Lake City Bank. The low fixed rate is helping us get things checked off our list. Oh, honey, the hot tub is here.
The what? Mom?
Use Lake City Bank's home equity line of credit for anything you need, even hot tubs. Learn more at lakecitybank.com or visit a branch near you. Subject to credit approval and equal housing lender.
There's nothing more important than time. Time for you and time for family. If issues like high blood pressure or high cholesterol run in your family, make time for highly skilled heart care too. At Indiana University Health, you can book a same-day appointment with the state's most preferred provider of cardiovascular care. See a top cardiologist today, then get back to what's most important without skipping a beat. Visit iuhealth.org/heart to book your appointment today.
As a parent, you want the best education for your child. Choose Marian University Preparatory School for this school year. Their faith-based online private school is currently enrolling students in grades 6 through 9. Your child will benefit from their personalized college prep curriculum and supportive community. Financial aid is available through the Indiana Choice Scholarship. To learn more about the unique educational experience of Marian University Preparatory School, visit k12.com/Marian. That's k12.com/MARIAN.
We're celebrating fun at the speed of summer at your Indiana State Fair. Your favorite summertime tradition is celebrating all things Indiana, including our automotive excellence in partnership with Tom Wood Automotive Group.
Today is Union Carpenters Day and the unveiling of the iconic Ghostbusters Ecto-1 from the movie, plus daily shows with Strongman Mighty Mike and a canine dog trick show. There's fun at every turn waiting for you.
Join us for 18 magical days and 4 fun-filled weekends of food, rides, animals, and more at your Indiana State Fair.
Coming up in 2 minutes, they don't like the abortion ban, but they donated to those who voted for it. Plus, Indiana search and rescue experts are staying in Kentucky for now. That and more coming up. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis.
It's inflating stocks. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The report this morning showing no inflation from June to July. Consumer prices were unchanged monthly, but still up big over a year ago.
With an increase of 8.5%.
And that's Fox's Lillian Wu.
Much of the drop due to tumbling oil and gas prices. New vehicle costs, though, went up.
That's going over well on Wall Street. The Dow surging 485 points. That's the sound of former President Trump arriving in New York City, where he'll be under oath, questioned in the New York State Attorney General's probe into Trump business practices.
The Trump Organization is accused of misstating the value of assets like golf courses and skyscrapers, as well as misleading lenders and tax officials. The testimony comes during an uptick of legal activity surrounding the former president, happening just days after FBI agents searched his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida as part of an unrelated federal investigation into whether he took classified records with him when he left the White House.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, the former president, wrote online early this morning, it's a continuation of the greatest witch hunt in U.S. history, as many other Republicans demand the Justice Department answer questions about the raid. Congressman Greg Steube tells Fox.
And he's not just a former president, but the number one contender to take on Joe Biden in 2 years in 2024. They're attacking their political enemies.
The retrial is underway in federal court in Michigan this morning for 2 men charged in a plot to kidnap Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer. A prosecutor just told the jury the men wanted to ignite a second American revolution. 3 more buses of migrants arrived in New York City this morning, sent by Texas Governor Greg Abbott, a Republican who blames Democrats for not stopping a surge of illegal border crossings. Mayor Eric Adams says he might send a busload of New Yorkers to Texas to
do some good old-fashioned door knocking because we have to, for the good of America, we have to get him out of office.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
What the money says. Cloudy and 71 downtown. I'm Kurt Darling for Window Nation. Here's what's trending at 10:02. The abortion ban has drawn the ire of many in Indiana, including Eli Lilly, one of the state's biggest employers. Still, Lilly has donated thousands in campaign funds to lawmakers who voted for the ban. House Speaker Todd Houston, one of them.
Voters have an opportunity to vote, and if they're displeased, they'll have that opportunity both in November and in future years.
16 Republicans have received a portion of $50,000 from Lilly since 2019, according to Wish TV. After a heated special session focused on abortion, the General Assembly's regular session may turn to birth control. Eric Berman reports.
The spending package approved alongside the abortion ban last week allows local grants for birth control access. 19 House Republicans joined Democrats to support an attempt to allow birth control patches or pills without a prescription. It failed by a single vote. Leaders aren't ruling out the idea for next year. Eric Berman, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana Task Force 1 still on standby in eastern Kentucky as the region still deals with flooding. They've been training in the meantime, using the flooded area to keep themselves sharp once they get the call for the real thing. Task Force leader Jay Settergren says that a typical deployment lasts 7 to 10 days. So far, the current mission is much longer than usual. A day after the FBI raided former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort, he hosted a dozen Republican lawmakers at his golf course in Bedminster, New York, for an event that was already planned. Representative Jim Banks of Indiana was one of those lawmakers who was there.
I've never seen President Trump as fired up as what he was tonight. He is not deterred. He's not fazed at all.
He tells Fox News that everyone in the room encouraged him to run for president again. If you bought a Powerball ticket in the Merrillville area a while back, you might want to check that ticket if you still have it. It might be worth $50,000. It
It expires at 4:30 this afternoon. I'm Kurt Darling on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer Nigel here for friends at Window Nation. Back to school time is here, and Window Nation can help you get an A+ in savings right now. Get 2 free windows with every 2 you buy and pay nothing until 2025. As the temperatures soar, so do your energy bills with old, inefficient windows. Stay cool, lower those bills, and raise the value of your home with new Energy Star efficient windows.
Window Nation has expertly installed over 1 million windows, rewarding and increasing value in over 150,000 homes, all with over 96% needing no follow-up service. That is an A+. Get 2 free windows with every 2 that you buy. Buy 4, get 4 for free. There's no limit. Plus, make no down payment, no payments, no interest until 2025. You'll save big during Window Nation's back-to-school sale. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. Tom Hammer and Nigel sent you.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Marshall Mechanical Heating and Cooling, your American Standard air dealer in Johnson County.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
The Republican Party in Indiana sees zero problem in record spending, in record taxation.
And Casey Daniels.
You went out there and said, please vote for me. You debated other people on why you're the better person for the position. Suck it up.
This is the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, August 10th, and things that are trending this hour. Inflation. It is at 8.5% for July, down from 9.1% in June. However, grocery prices, rent, and electricity still continue to rise. Also trending, Ashton Kutcher. He says he suffered a life-changing health issue that has limited his ability to see, hear, and walk. Finally trending this hour, Melania Trump. The FBI searched her wardrobe, spent hours looking through her clothes. It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC, 6 minutes after 10. And let's continue on with that raid on Donald Trump's Florida estate, which has stunned his supporters, enemies, and observers. Trump blasted the Biden administration for supposedly having prior knowledge of the event. He said Biden knew all about this, just like he knew all about Hunter's deals.
And it comes back to the question, by the way, hello to everybody listening wherever you're from, and hello to all those watching us in the YouTube chat. If you just put Kendall and Casey in your YouTube browser, you can watch the show, and please hit the like button. That's all we ask of you. It comes back to a reoccurring theme, and that is a question to the audience, a question to the people in listener land, a question to Americans, period. How much of this crap are you willing to take? Because as long as you're willing to eat it, they will keep shoveling it down your throat. Look at what happened in November of 2020. A guy who never campaigned, most times didn't leave his basement, had no tangible vision for America, we are led to believe won more votes than any person in American history, overwhelmingly, not even close. And conveniently, a huge swath of those votes happened after midnight in swing states, sometimes in states where they stopped counting ballots and then resumed. Boy, nothing suspicious about that. And by the way, then if you question the election, then you're put on the equivalent of people who question the moon landing or the Holocaust, and you're called anti-patriotic, and they stick a commission on you, right? You get hauled in front of the government. So because the American people took that, and the impeachment that came because of that, the Democrats said, well, it worked once before. Let's try it again.
Let's roll with this.
And what people, again, need to realize is whether you are a Trump fan or not, because this is what we do, and I think why our show is so popular. We call everyone out. We have no allegiance to any party, no allegiance to any people. We will turn on you like that. We don't care. And this is why when we say this is not a Trump thing. It's a you thing. And the fact that they will do it to Trump means they will not think twice about doing it to and even it's so bad that even CNN, in a random, confused, likely accidental act of honesty, which probably will get this legal analyst kicked off the network, he admits it was likely a massive overreach.
I think one thing everyone agrees on is there are a lot of questions here, Paul. A lot of questions. There are not a lot more answers to come. We've heard a lot about the Presidential Records Act now and have for quite some time. If this becomes a Presidential Records Act violation, not more, do you think it is enough to warrant all of this?
No, it's not enough to warrant all this. And this is a daring and dangerous move by the Department of Justice to serve a warrant on a former president and to raid his personal residence.
So the Presidential Records Act of 1978 governs the official records of presidents and vice presidents. But this investigation was launched by the National Archives and Records Administrations. And this is an independent body.
I have a question, Casey.
Yeah.
Is there a Records Act for Secretary of States who set up private servers in their home and then whitewash 30,000 emails? Is there a Records Act for that?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, there's not. That's so weird. Okay, so the new thing, right, is, well, they may have been investigating Trump misleading banks and financiers about his wealth to secure loans. Donald Trump and someone of Trump's wealth does not play by the same rules that you and I do. Like, they try to make it out like Trump is Rob Kendall going to his local bank asking for a loan. Like, when you get a loan for your home, they want to see X amount, pay stubs, maybe a savings account.
Your W-2s.
Right. And if you doctored those, if you embellished those, if you're a regular citizen making $100,000 or less a year and you're doctoring, financial statements to get a loan for $300,000, okay, game on. But the people who look at they don't just look at, when you hand in that W-2, they go, okay, that's Rob Kendall or Casey Daniels' W-2. Thank you very much. When Donald Trump hands documents in, they don't just go, oh, okay, thanks. They have an army of people before they loan money to someone like Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is not looking for $300,000 for a single-story house to purchase. He's looking for tens, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars in loans. And yes, Trump is a bullcrapper. A whole bunch of his wealth is based on estimates based on his name. But those companies, it's not like they go, who is this Trump guy? What? He exaggerates who he is or what he's worth? No way. They act like these some of the largest lending institutions in the entire world, with armies of accountants and researchers, were just these poor gigantic financial institutions. Someone must go to bat for them because they were hoodwinked by the Trump industries.
Right. They had never heard of this guy before.
Suddenly, the Democrats are now on the side of the big banks and the big business, which they always have been anyway. But now we're led to believe that these poor whoever it was, Goldman Sachs or whoever, was totally.
I feel so bad for Bank of America.
It's ridiculous. Jonathan Turley, who is a famous attorney, he's a constitutional attorney. He's testified in front of Congress many, many times.
Lawyer.
Impeachment matters, was involved in the Clinton hearing. He spoke about this, and I thought he had some really good analysis in terms of how they're handling the Trump deal versus Hunter Biden, where they have irrefutable evidence that was literally handed to them in public. Listen.
But there's always been question with the political leadership in the FBI.
Yeah, I do think that the FBI is still lacking transparency, and that it is also not forthcoming with Congress on critical issues of this kind. You mentioned Hunter Biden. That's a serious concern. There are issues raised as to another agent who was accused of downplaying these allegations at the outset, essentially scuttling aspects of the investigation. More importantly, Merrick Garland has much to answer for in the failure to appoint a special counsel. I can no longer think of a plausible argument against a special counsel in this case. We have more evidence of the president meeting with business associates of his son in the White House. Now, it appears quite clearly that his denial of any knowledge or involvement of these dealings seems rather demonstrably false. And that means that he may have lied about an influence peddling scheme that may have acquired millions of dollars. Yet the Attorney General refuses to appoint a special counsel. And the benefit of that to the president is huge, because a special counsel would likely come with a report. Even non-criminal matters would be part of that report, like influence peddling. So
we're scared of the report. So what we see here is a double standard is on display.
Again, yes.
Right before your eyes.
Right. And it is very January 6th-esque, right, in the sense of the Democrats and Cheney and Kinzinger will dig to the ends of the earth on January 6th, but no one across this country, in terms of Congress, has lifted a finger related to what happened in Portland, in Seattle, in Indianapolis, in Chicago, in New York, and fill in your favorite large metropolitan city in 2020. Same thing going on here. They will dig to the end of the earth on Donald Trump, up to and including raiding his home. Yet when they are given irrefutable evidence that everyone knows that laptop is Hunter Biden's and what is on there is him, and that there is a trove of evidence just handed to you, here, please take it, there is absolutely nothing on it. It is the weaponization of the Justice Department, of the legal system, of the system of governance in this country against conservatives, because this is how it works in third world countries, and this is what the Democrats are making America.
Even former Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo demanded answers from the Department of Justice. He wants them to explain why it sent the FBI agents to raid Trump's home.
Even Andrew Cuomo's like, man, there's some stuff that looks really bad here. You guys should probably get on that. Andrew Cuomo, who quit because of how corrupt and awful he was.
Yeah. He said that the raid on President Trump's home is an unprecedented political weaponization of the Justice Department. And is that surprising you, coming from Cuomo? He was a anti-Trumper forever.
Yes.
And now this guy even is like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah, I do think this is backfiring. I think it's going to backfire against the Democrats. The question becomes, though, is why do they have this obsession with Trump? And this is what I keep coming back to. If I were a Democrat, Donald Trump is absolutely the person, based on what happened in 2020, the amount of lunatics that he brings out who otherwise wouldn't vote, the amount of swing voters that he turns off, the fact that he's done nothing to build those bridges. Why, if it was just about winning an election, wouldn't you sit back and go, yes, please run. Please, everyone vote for this guy in a primary. Let's do it again. There has to be a reason that they are so afraid of Donald Trump that they will not stop.
It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. And, oh, Rob, I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
They're ruining it for you.
What?
Applebee's.
Oh, yeah. Did you see this?
I did see this.
You rich people can't let us poor people have anything. Now they're ruining Applebee's and the IHOP.
We'll tell you why coming up from 93 WIBC.
When traffic's a bear, Matt Bear is a beast.
And now we have a crash southbound 69 and 96th Street. Traffic absolutely soul-crushing.
When you need to get from here...
Crashes on the east side, south side,
to there.
North side, crashes everywhere. An absolute car apocalypse today in the Circle City.
Matt Bear.
Delays, and when I say delays, I mean stop traffic continues to build.
Mornings and afternoons.
So you're going to want to change your reroute. In fact, I'll tell you right
93
now.
WIBC.
Hi guys, it's Andrew. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, today, Wednesday, August 10th, we're running a one-day end-of-summer special you won't want to miss out on. Pine Grove Medical Clinic uses the most powerful form of wave therapy. This is a technology clinically shown to repair blood vessels and improve blood flow. We can now effectively treat your ED without any pills. If you're ready to transform your love life, grab your phone. Today is your day. Call us now and you'll qualify for the assessment and ultrasound totally free. Also, a gift that can produce powerful results in the bedroom in minutes. You're going to love that, guys. And today only, we're offering 5 tune-up treatments to our patients free. This is our most lucrative offer ever, worth $1,000. But call today, Wednesday, and qualify totally free. 317-552-1111. That's 317-552-1111. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Pine Grove Medical Clinic now to qualify. This offer ends today. 317-552-1111.
Imagine if McDonald's was always within reach. Chicken McNuggets, golden crispy fries, all in the palm of your hand. With the McDonald's app, you don't have to imagine. Exclusive deals on all your delicious favorites are just a tap away.
Did someone say free fries? Download the McDonald's app and get a large order of fries on us. Valid one time only through the last day of the month for first-time app users at participating McDonald's. May take up to 48 hours to appear in deals. Download and registration required.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for Timberlake kitchen and bath cabinets. Visit Drexel's new design center on 146th Street at River Road or on North Shadeland. DrexelIN.com.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
Let me warn you, he's a bad dude.
And Casey Daniels.
She's something,
She is magnificent.
On 93 WIBC.
So daughter turned 21 on Monday, and we took her out to dinner on Sunday to celebrate. She wanted Italian, and rather than go to a high-end Italian restaurant like Maggiano's, we traded down, and we ended up at Olive Garden.
Oh.
And that is the
What
trend.
was that?
Did you hear that sneeze?
Did that go off on the air? Somebody sneezed and it felt like a zip. We moved a zip code.
Bless you. So we traded down in our restaurant choice, and that is the new trend as a lot of cash-strapped consumers are now they're swapping their high-end restaurant for something more affordable.
Uh-huh.
And that's bad news for you, Rob.
Yeah. And
as a lot of people are doing
terrible.
this with Applebee's and IHOP.
Yeah, and as usual, the rich people will ruin it for the poor and middle class people because they just can't stand it that we have something. Here is how I've always been on the class system, Casey. I get that unlike, say, Colts owner Jim Irsay, who was given a team by his father, did nothing on his own to earn it, whatever, that I was not born on third base. And I accept that. I was born to a couple of civil servants, and as such, my great gift to the world will be my fertile mind and incredibly creative ways of articulating said fertility. I don't even know if it's a word. I just made it up there, but fertility.
Fertile mind, fertility.
My great thinking and humorous ways of expressing those things. And I accept, because I chose a career in radio, that I will always be an Applebee's, IHOP, Walmart brand shopper. And that's okay. I'm not envious of the people who had a better start in life. I'm not envious of people who have earned more than me. As long as you've done it legally and above board, I'm fine with it. But a part of this means then you have yours and I have mine. I, as a middle-class person, have my little world that I live in, and you, as a rich person, have the world you live in. And that means for the rich people, you're the St. Elmo's, you're the Ruth Chris, you're the Columbia Club people of the world, and that's okay. And I will watch you from the window like Louis Tully in Ghostbusters and realize that that is an existence I will never have. But now, thanks to the Biden, Duke of Spendington, Todd Young inflation problems, now the rich people, many of who probably voted for the Duke and for Biden, who are causing the problem, are now coming into my world because they can't afford the fancy stuff because of the inflation.
That's right.
And now, just like it is already, I've seen it happen at Walmart for years and years and years, Casey. I had my own part of the world, right? I was not buying the name brand. When it came to the Cheez-Its, I was buying the Walmart brand. When it came to the peanuts, I was buying the Walmart brand. When it came to basically everything, I was buying the Walmart brand. And that was not nearly as good, but it was less expensive. Now the rich people are buying the Walmart stuff. You know what that's doing? I can't get the Walmart stuff. And when I get the Walmart stuff, it is a lot more expensive. The rich people, as usual, are not playing by the societal rules that they set forth.
In the past 3 months, Sales at Applebee's and IHOP grew 6 to 8%. Guests that often dine at more expensive restaurants are finding Applebee's and IHOP because of their well-known value position. You get more food for the money. By the way, Rob, Applebee's and IHOP have both raised their menu prices this year. Have you noticed this?
Oh, I certainly have. You know what? Used to be, because Kevin asked me, he said, what is your favorite thing to get at the Applebee's? It is well known that I have an affinity for the Brownsburg Applebee's and the staff there at the Brownsburg Applebee's. Mm-hmm. And I told Kevin that once upon a time in a land far, far away, better known as, I don't know, 2019, you could get what was called the 2 for $20. Uh-huh. And it was a great bargain in which for $20, you could get 2 decent meals and an appetizer, which included something nice like a chicken wing or a mozzarella stick. And for $20, 2 people could go eat, plus your applicable tip of 20% or more. So, whatever it was with taxes, under $30, including taxes, you could get an evening out on the town, a decent meal that didn't come in a can, and everybody goes home happy. Mm-hmm. Now, thanks to the Biden/Todd Young inflation for mass government spending, if you can even get stuff, there's certain things you can't even get anymore, it's $24 for the same thing. And you can laugh and chuckle at that all you want, and if you're a rich person, you probably do. But the deal was, the rich people don't look at the prices because they're rich. The middle-class people like us look at the prices because we're middle class. And so the rich people invading our space is making it harder to get the food. The food that you do get is more expensive. Leave us alone.
Well, you know what is happening? The rich are trading down, going to Applebee's and IHOP, and the past customers of IHOP and Applebee's are now also trading down and hitting up places like Wendy's and McDonald's and Arby's instead.
I cannot downgrade any more than I already have, Casey. I'm downgraded out. The only thing left for me to go to is dirt. Now, I don't know about you, Casey.
Yeah.
But I do find myself, and I know we got to get to a break, but I do find myself more and more often when I'm thinking about going to get something to eat, thinking about, do I have anything left at home that I could eat because I've already purchased that?
Yeah. It's called pantry dinner. Go in the pantry, see what you have, what meal you can come up with, and there you have pantry dinner. By the way, Applebee's is running a special right now. 12 double crunch shrimp for $1 with any steak entree.
Oh, that's actually not a bad deal. Maybe we'll go see Cheryl coming up.
There you go. And we're going to talk more about the economy coming up with 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain above your eyes, below your eyes, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor, you've visited urgent care over and over again, and it's always the same thing. Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and nasal sprays. But the sinus infections keep coming back. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your sinus infections anymore. Set an appointment today with Indianapolis Sinus Center and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
It's Casey Daniels with our friends at Galaxy Concrete Coatings. Now, this is for indoor and outdoor concrete. So as the last days of summer roll by, be thinking for next summer with your pool deck or even your patio. It's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They can transform any concrete space. Call their office in Fishers at 317-751-9070. That's 317-751-9070. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com. It's GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com.
At Franciscan Health, we're inspired by what moves you and how you move through life. So if you're suffering from joint pain and want to get back to an active lifestyle, Franciscan Health Mooresville and Carmel, home to the Center for Hip and Knee Surgery, is your best move. Our world-renowned orthopedic surgeons offer the latest advancements in total joint replacement, including outpatient surgery. If you're ready to get moving with less pain, request an appointment at centerforhipandkneesurgery.org.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a thank you to our loyal customers for making our agency a national sales leader for the 7th straight year. We recently saved a family of 4 over $500 monthly when compared to their ACA plan. You know it's still Obamacare, right? We recently saved a 61-year-old retiring couple over $600 when compared to their COBRA plan. Breaking news! We are now able to offer health insurance to employer groups of all sizes with 2 of the largest insurers in the Midwest. We've been in the same location with the same phone number for 27 years. We'll be here when you need us. Quoting my favorite president, what in the heck do you have to lose? Call me at 317-435-1718 or go to rragency.org. That's 317-435-1718 or rragency.org. Don't let the federal government or their big insurance company cronies tell you that you don't have a choice. We can help. As always, God bless America, or at least what's left of her.
As a parent, you want the best education for your child. Choose Marian University Preparatory School for this school year. Their faith-based online private school is currently enrolling students in grades 6 through 9. Your child will benefit from their personalized college prep curriculum and supportive community. Financial aid is available through the Indiana Choice Scholarship. To learn more about the unique educational experience of Marian University Preparatory School, visit k12.com/Marian. That's k12.com/MARIAN.
This is Ryan Newman for Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives. I love my family, and I appreciate every moment we spend together. We've talked about some pretty tough stuff over the years, and one thing they know for sure is that I've signed up to be an organ donor. So the next time you're with your family, take a moment and let them know you love them, and be sure they know your decision to be an organ donor. You can learn more at donatelifeindiana.org.
Got any heating and cooling concerns in Johnson County? Call Marshall Mechanical Heating and Cooling. We can take care of any needs.
Just go to callthemarshallnow.com. Marshall Mechanical is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Marian University Preparatory School is a faith-based online private school currently enrolling grades 6 to 9. Financial aid is available. Visit k12.com/Marian, k12.com/MARIAN.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Pumping the brakes. It's cloudy and 71 downtown. I'm Kirk Darling. Here's what's trending at 10:31. Inflation was slower in July.
8.5% year over year. That is the headline number. This does mean that we did see likely a peak of inflation in the month of June. The market was looking for a jump of 8.7%. To be clear here, though, we're still sitting at 40-year highs for inflation in this country.
Fox's Cheryl Casoni. It's being reflected on Wall Street as well. The Dow was up over 400 points earlier this morning. Ukraine says that the country's special forces attacked a Russian airbase in occupied Crimea. The Ukrainian Air Force says that the attack destroyed 9 Russian military planes at the base that is said to be used to launch military strikes on Ukraine by Russia. Now, Russia annexed the Crimean Peninsula in 2014, but Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that in his nightly address on Tuesday that Crimea is Ukrainian and we will never give up. I'm Kirk Darling, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC.
Having an acid taste like lemon or vinegar, or expressing resentment, disappointment, or anger.
Better known as Rob Kendall's career.
I think we mean the second one, but either one applies. It's the definition of sour. And Americans continue to maintain a sour view on the state of the economy. It's 10:32 with Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. So this negative public opinion is the latest that is driving President Biden's low approval ratings across most categories. And this is a new poll from ABC News.
And this is what is interesting, right? The economy sucks, no duh, right? That's not like breaking news. Everyone stop the presses. This is the lead story that no one saw coming. But what is
we weren't blindsided by this?
Well, but what's fascinating is that on one hand, 69%. So it's not like, 51% are feeling crummy, but boy, gosh darn it, 48%.
The other half are feeling great.
Right. 69%. That's over 2/3 of America believes the primary issue by which most people vote, which is how are they personally doing, it's not going well. But yet you're led to believe by the mainstream national media that, Biden's gotten several wins. Society's really warming back up to those Democrats. They might keep the Senate, and they could even keep the House because, well, people are really irate about abortion, and they're warming up to Biden because he got wins on things that are going to further add to the issues that Americans are already facing, which is inflation and debts and national debt and deficits and things like that. So it does put it on full display that on one hand people are saying, yeah, everything really sucks, and these people are in charge of everything that really sucks. But yeah, no, people still want to vote for those people who are in charge while everything really sucks. Did I miss anything?
No, you got it. 64% of those that were asked say they were very enthusiastic, and this is in quotes, very enthusiastic about voting in the midterms.
And so what percentage was that?
64.
Okay, so 64%. 69% say the country's not going well. 64% are fired up about voting, but we're led to believe that the majority of those people who are fired up about voting while saying things aren't going well are going to go, yeah, I'm super fired up about people who will continue to not let the country go in a positive direction.
Yeah. Americans' opinions of Biden handling the economy is overwhelmingly negative. 37% say they're satisfied. Only 37%. You know, Rob, the associate normally does the grocery shopping. And we talk about the economy and how things are going and how it affects the grocery bill. And he went to Costco yesterday and he came home and he was saying he couldn't believe how high the Costco bill was. And I thought, well, what did you get? Did you go crazy? Yes. What happened? No, just the normal shopping list, nothing extravagant, but yet that bill just keeps ticking higher and higher and higher.
I have a Costco question for you.
Sure.
It is just you and your other half, who is also, like you, a skinny, good-looking person. So you guys are not consuming large. And now I know your daughter was home for the summer, but she is now going back to school and spends most of her year at school.
Yeah.
So is there value, because my wife and I were having this conversation the other day, is there value in Costco? Because don't you pay a fee for Costco?
It's like a membership fee.
What can you ballpark? Like, what is the annual fee?
$25.
Oh, so it's not exorbitantly expensive.
Yeah.
But everything is in large quantities, right? That's the Costco deal.
Right.
Do you find that you get that value in buying for two people a large amount, things in large quantities?
Certain products, yes. Like paper towel and toilet paper and coffee, because I drink a lot of coffee. But like I mentioned when we first arrived here this morning, the supply chain issues have hit the Kendall and Casey show.
Right.
Because I have been bringing in little Belvita breakfast bars, little cookies for you and Kevin for months.
Yeah.
They weren't there. Big empty space.
Yeah.
Gone. Yeah.
And this
we even saved on that. The Costco bill.
And it was still high. Now I feel even better knowing that your other half is buying my breakfast cookies every day. That makes me even more happy. I thought like you were like stopping at a convenience store somewhere to get them, but now it makes me even more happy.
No, that's all on him. So overall, the poll found that Americans trust Republicans more to handle issues like crime rates, inflation, and the economy as well.
So 69% of the people are unhappy with the primary issue. They trust the Republicans more to handle said issue, but we're led to believe it could be a great year for Democrats in the fall. Because I do what I've told you. Polling is but voter manipulation until about 3 weeks out, because it happens every single time. Then the polls magically start to close in favor of Republican 3 weeks out.
It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC, and at the post-CHIP Act signing, Chuck Schumer was speaking. And if you haven't seen the video of it, we're going to try and break it down for you. My take on this was that Biden was doing the robot. You know the dance, the robot, where you do your arms stiff? That's what he was doing.
Okay, so this video is all over the internet. It would not do us any good to play the video because there's no audio real component to it that's worthwhile. But So they're at this CHIPS Act in which the Duke of Spendingburg, Todd Young, teamed up with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi to add tens of billions to the national debt, which will drive inflation. He was very excited about that. Also gave a free path for the Democrats to pass the Biden Green Dream with reconciliation, since they weren't forced to burn anything on this CHIPS bill. Thank you, Duke of Spendingburg, Todd Young. And after the Duke joined up with Kamala and Schumer and Biden for this big hold hands, sing-songy bill signing, there was a press conference of some sort. And it was Schumer, and then Biden is there, a member of Congress, I think, is there, Pelosi's there, somebody else. And so Schumer goes and shakes everyone's hand. And so it's not like there's some long thing in between. It's like, hello, nice to see you, thank you.
4 of them.
I think the whole video is like 15 seconds or 12 seconds, something like that. Biden is the second person's hand that he shakes because he just goes in order down the line. And it's like Biden appears to have forgotten within 10 seconds that he shook the guy's hand, because he appears flabbergasted as though he had been skipped over. It's like Schumer had skipped him, and he's holding his hand out.
Right. For another handshake that he just got seconds before.
And that's a perfect description, Casey. If people can picture at home somebody who does the robot dance. Yeah, that is what Biden looks like. He appears to not remember that literally 6 seconds ago, he shook this guy's hand.
Yeah, so no one's really believing that this shuffling, mumbling walnut, whose opinion polls are in the toilet, who would be 86 at the end of his second term, and whose cognitive decline is on full display, is seriously going to run again. Here's what I think. I think it's all a charade. It's designed to avoid premature lame duck status and allow time for replacements to jockey behind the scenes. That's what's going on. Do we want to get into his economic advisor?
I love this. So Biden, one of Biden's numerous lies that he tells on the regular is that people under $400,000 are not going to pay more in taxes under this green dream that was facilitated by Todd Young. And it's great because one of Biden's top economic advisors was on CNBC, and they said, okay, clown, there's 87,000 new IRS agents that are going to be walking in here. Are you pledging right now nobody making under $400,000 is going to get audited by the IRS? Whoa, we're not saying that. Take a listen.
And much of those are going to be small businesses, Jared, that people that use S-corps.
Yeah, well, remember, 400,000 in the sand. Just like I've heard people talk about small business on the minimum corporate tax.
I want to be clear.
Wait a second. You don't pay the minimum. Hold on, wait a second.
Under
you don't pay.
Will get audited.
Correct. No. That's not what I said.
No. Wait a minute. So the Inflation Reduction Act agreement increases funding for the IRS so that it can up enforcement and go after unpaid taxes and go after everyone.
They're going to go after regular people. And I love these fights. I see people. I'm so glad I'm mostly off the social media now, as I do get on to post and then I get off. But you'll see things in your feed while you're not on the social media, while you're posting or whatever when your screen pops up. And I saw somebody getting in a fight yesterday about, well, even if that is true, that somebody making $400,000 a year or $350,000 a year is getting their taxes raised, you're going to say that's poor? And it was just like the stupid of people. First of all, the fact that you're being lied to blatantly in the face again by your elected people should enrage you. No matter what the lie is, it should enrage you. But two, for a small business, many of whom, will bring in $350,000, by the time you factor in many things like employees, equipment, whatever,
property taxes,
there's not that much money left over. And even if you bring in $350,000 a year, in Indiana, if you got a family of 4 and your household income is $350,000, are you doing okay? Yeah, you're upper middle class. That's pretty good. But not in New York, California. Now, screw those people because they voted for this insanity. But there is a huge swath of the country where $350,000 a year, not all that much money.
Not cutting the mustard.
But it comes back to, it doesn't matter if it is. He lied again.
Yeah. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. And joining us next, we've got Hammer in the studio.
Coming up on the Hammer and Nigel show, more fallout from the FBI's raid on Mar-a-Lago. Plus special guest Tommy Lahren from Fox News. All starts at 3, 93 WIBC.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been solving garage door problems for 33 years. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today.
Hey, how would you live your life if you could wake up each morning knowing there was enough money coming in to not only cover your basic needs, but also your goals and dreams as well?
The mission at the Singer Financial Group is that they want to work with people who expect their relationship to be transformational rather than transactional. If that's what you're looking for, you should connect with the Singer Financial Group. 317-852-9153. That's 317-852-9153. Or go to singerfinancialgroup.com. Schedule a discovery meeting and see how the retirement income money map planning process could transform your life. 317-852-9153.
Investment advisory services offered through registered investment advisors Howard Bailey Securities, LLC, and AE Wealth Management, LLC. Working with Singer Financial cannot guarantee investment success or that specific financial goals will be achieved.
I don't always black out when I'm drunk.
My kids can't tell that I'm high, so it's okay.
I'm not an alcoholic. I don't drink in the morning.
I still have a job, so my drug use isn't a problem.
I can stop using whenever I want.
Don't ignore the signs of addiction. You don't have to wait until it's too late to get help. At Landmark Recovery, we're here to provide affordable and effective addiction treatment. Call 866-LANDMARK or visit landmarkrecovery.com to get help today.
Fine jewelry from Shane Company makes a great gift because it has so much sentimental value. It can hold a memory, carry a story, or signify a special event in your life. We design our jewelry in-house to ensure every piece is crafted to the highest standards, and we back that up with our free lifetime warranty. Whether you get a diamond necklace, a tennis bracelet, or a stunning 3-stone anniversary ring, Shane Company's classic styles have a beauty and elegance that will be appreciated forever. We also have trending new styles, like our 14-karat gold zodiac charms, fun paperclip chains, luminous opal earrings and pendants, as well as a truly special limited edition collection featuring cherry pink tourmaline sourced by Tom Shane. Make your gift even more special by personalizing it with a birthstone or an engraving. Capture your sentiment with a gift from Shane Company.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Puccini's Pizza, Pasta, Puccini's. 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 Puccini's Pizza, Pasta, Puccini's.
The reality of owning property is that it can sometimes become a burden. Maybe you own a vacant, condemned, or foreclosed property. Maybe you need to move fast for work or a family emergency. Perhaps you inherited a home, got a divorce, or just can't maintain the home you currently have. Getting free of that burden with cash in hand is easier than you think. Enhanced Property Solutions makes it simple for you to sell your property fast for cash on the date you pick. Any condition. No realtors, no fees, no hassles. EnhancedPropertySolutions.com or call 317-676-2050.
Here's Terry Stacy to tell you what's going on with WIBC.
Check out our website to see where the next Home and Garden Show on the road will be. We're live every Saturday starting at 9 a.m. You don't want to miss it. Be sure to tune in to Pat, Denny, and the gang on 93 WIBC. And follow WIBC on your favorite social media channels to stay up to date on breaking news, traffic updates, and weather. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Grab more info online at WIBC.com.
Summer, birds, bees, and yep, air conditioners. So cool down, save big. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino. Rhino Shield.
Good morning, it's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. Thank you for listening. And if you'd like to watch the show on YouTube, just type in Kendall And Casey, WIBC in the search bar.
Can I stop you for a second? We have Wish TV on in our studio. There is a guy on there who looks identical
to our boss,
Matt Hiblin.
I swear to God, I thought it was him.
It's like it's not even a doppelganger. It's this.
Is it him?
No, he's down there in his office. That's why I went down there. I was like, is Matt Hiblin on the news?
Have we learned how to clone ourselves?
Did somebody in Bob Ross have another kid?
Isn't that weird how you will see people out and about who look almost identical to people you know?
I get that all the time because when I cut the grass shirtless in my neighborhood, people come by and they're like, oh my God, that's John Stamos. And I'm like, no, sorry, it's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Have you ever seen somebody who looks, Kevin, you can get in on this too, Casey. Have you seen somebody or somebody said, they say, is that you that literally looks close? You said like there's a vague resemblance. There's somebody who looks like you.
I've been told I look like Helen Hunt. That's the only person.
I can see that a little bit.
Yeah.
I can see
it. It
that.
doesn't even have to be a famous person.
Yeah.
Just Hammer, anybody? For real?
Well,
not really. Like, Nige and I get called Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, the Wedding Crashers.
Is that based on personality or looks, though?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a guy in the movie, I think it's Pitch Perfect, that people said looked like me.
I know who you're talking about.
Oh,
yes.
I'm going to have to look that up.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. He's a little bit taller, but yes, I see the facial recognition.
Taller and better looking, but...
Do you sing, though? I mean, do you have something to add to it? No? Okay.
See, I sing wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
You sing. I don't know if it's wonderful.
If you've ever heard Sing Along with Hammer bits, you know that there's a golden throat in here. Now, we had another Hammer and Nigel Records release yesterday. So Joe Biden's administration... This was in Politico. They said that there could be COVID restrictions all the way until 2024. Not just a midterm variant, but all the way to 2024.
Wow.
So they kept saying COVID ain't over. So that inspired all of us here at the Hammer and Nigel show to put two and two together. And we wrote this George Thorogood inspired ditty.
Great.
The results came in about 10:30. I can't believe I got the virus again. Cause COVID ain't over.
COVID ain't over. COVID ain't over.
Call in to my doctor, say I'm coming in. My wife's best friend just changed the locks cause her man came home with the monkeypox.
Oh no!
It's not over. COVID's not over. COVID's not over. I can't wait to get another booster shot.
Bravo!
There it is.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Very well done.
Good job. You do have golden pipes. That
Hammer
was
and
amazing.
Nigel Records worldwide tour coming soon.
You know, when I was a kid, I would stay up and watch Comedy Central all night. I'm talking about like when I was in junior high. So this would be the mid to late 90s. And they would have those, although I always have those CD commercials on, like This Is Rock 2.0.
Freedom Rock? Was Freedom Rock a part of that?
It was a part of it. And,
hey, man, is that Freedom Rock?
Yeah.
Well, turn it up.
You know, those ones, you know, Glass Tiger, you know, the Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone, you know, all those sort of, and if you order now, you'll get 30 other songs that you probably don't want to hear. You need one of those late night infomercial commercials for Hammer and Nigel Records.
Hammer and Nigel Records. All of your favorite songs, like the monkeypox jingle, COVID-19.
Perfect.
I have a question for both of you. Is there a TV show, and I'm not talking like a show like a Seinfeld where the episodes are legendary and it's on every, you know, whatever TBS or whatever it's on now where they replay them all the time. Is there a TV show that you could sit down and watch again from start to finish that you've already seen before and really enjoy watching? Is there a show like you'd say, I'd love to watch every episode of that from start to finish again?
Are we talking about legitimately watching it or it's background noise or something while I go to sleep?
You're consuming it. You're watching it again.
Okay, because there are shows that I turn on that are background noise when I go to sleep.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking like a Seinfeld that's mass consumption. I'm talking about like a show where you say, man, I've not seen that show in years and I would love to watch that show again.
I've got two. One is MASH.
Yeah.
because I thought the comedic writing was fantastic.
So you'd want to sit and watch every MASH. You could sit there and say, I want to watch the MASH series.
Sure.
Okay.
And the other is The Tudors.
The who?
The Tudors.
Is that based on Jason Hammer after he's had
a couple warm Budweisers and a Crave case?
It's also not based on the potentially next governor of Michigan. It's about Henry VIII.
Oh, okay. Was this a recent show? Or?
No, it's 5 to 7 years old.
All right.
It was on one of those HBO.
Oh, okay.
If I had to
channels.
sit down and actually watch and pay attention, probably WKRP.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen an episode of WKRP in a long time, but working in the business, like, I identify with so many characters on that show.
Do you ever yell at the TV and go, it doesn't work that way?
The reason I ask this is because my mother loves the show Shark Tank. So we got Hulu so she could enjoy the Shark Tank. And on there, they have several of the old FX shows. So I had recently watched my all-time favorite show, one of my all-time favorite shows, which was The Shield from start to finish, which Michael Chiklis leads this group of corrupt cops in California.
Right. He's the bald, fat, but tough guy.
Yes. And it was also played the commish before that, which is a cop role, a much different role. And I thoroughly enjoyed watching all of that. Again, I had not seen it since it originally aired. And now I'm into Sons of Anarchy, which I had not seen since I watched them all when they originally aired and had not seen. It's been off the air, whatever it's been, 7 or 8 years now.
You told me I need to watch
that.
that.
Yeah, and I am thoroughly engrossed in that again because it's been so long since I'd seen it that while I remember, the general plots of the seasons, I do not remember specific things. So it is kind of like being able to watch the thing fresh again. Right. And I have found it thoroughly enjoyable as I am almost through the whole first season already.
They say that that's a sign of attention deficit disorder if you like to watch reruns.
What'd you say? Get out, everybody!
You know what's coming.
It's coming up this afternoon.
It's Ladies' Day. Tommy Lahren will join us. The Crazy Coupon Lady will join us. The Side Piece will join us. And then we've also got Tony Kennett as well.
Tommy Lahren married?
Engaged.
Sorry, Kevin. It's Kendall. I was asking for Kevin. It's Kendall and Casey Show at 93 WIBC. Interest rate hikes are slowing home price growth, but you can still get top dollar for your home right now with Mark Dietel. Maybe you're worried because your home needs costly repairs or upgrades. With Mark Dietel, there are no costly repairs. Pick your move date. Stay in your home after the sale stress-free while you close your dream home. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Listen to what Tim in Indianapolis had to say about working with Mark Dietel. After my mother passed, we needed to sell her home. I hired Mark Dietel, and I am so glad I did. Mark listed the home, marketed it heavily, and had it sold in days at $16,000 over list price. Mark is a pro who made the whole process easy. Call the agent I recommend and trust. Mark Dietel guarantees multiple offers in 3 days for full market value, or it's listed for free. Call Mark Dietel at 317-755-4232. That's 317-755-4232, or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com.
At Cordell & Cordell, we focus on representing men in domestic relations cases.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
We recognize that our clients are going through perhaps the toughest time they will ever go through. We understand that everything that's important to them is on the table. Their assets, the role in their children's lives, that's an immense responsibility that our clients entrust us with, and we take that very seriously. We've been trained to do that. We've helped thousands of clients before, and it's our hope that you'll choose to entrust us with what's most important to you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives, which includes protecting men's financial means to do so. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 317-322-0122. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Cordell & Cordell, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Guys, if you've noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive, it could be low T. Schedule that complete health assessment at the Low T Center. They offer the convenience of monitored, self-inject, at-home testosterone treatments for $155 a month cash pay, or covered by most health insurance. If you don't live near a Low T Center or you need the convenience of at-home treatment, Low T Center makes it easy. To get started, only your first 2 visits are in person. LowTCenter.com. Book now. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Everyone here knows Diamonds Direct is the place to go for the best diamonds at the best prices. But did you know that savvy buyers from all over America, even Los Angeles and New York, now come here to buy their diamonds? These high-end shoppers have discovered that Diamonds Direct has one of America's best selections of large, rare diamonds, from 3 carats to 20 carats, all certified by the GIA, the most reputable and most trusted gem lab in the world. Because of Diamonds Direct's international connections and tremendous buying power, we're one of only a handful of jewelry stores in America that is able to offer a large selection of rare and precious GIA diamonds. In fact, Diamonds Direct's multi-million-dollar selection includes a stunning array of high-end Riviera necklaces, 20-carat tennis bracelets, and an extraordinary collection of rare, precious gemstones, rubies, sapphires, emeralds, and even the really hard-to-find fancy yellow diamonds. Come see why Diamonds Direct right here is the destination for high-end shoppers all over America. Extraordinary selection, quality, and unmatched value. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. DiamondsDirect.com.
At 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, our comfort specialist can handle any AC repair. Call 855-1-HOUR for $50 off your repair or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for Timberlake Kitchen and Bath Cabinets. Visit Drexel's new design center on 146th Street at River Road or on North Shadeland. DrexelIN.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes, who Eli Lilly donated to in regards to political campaigns and how it relates to their stance on abortion. Plus, a Hoosier organization has to pay a lot of money and then some back to the U.S. government. And when a special election will happen to fill Jackie Walorski's seat. All that and more coming up from the Shepherd Community Center studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 11 o'clock.
Zero inflation. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Biden is hailing after the better-than-expected report for July.
Here's what that means. While the price of some things went up last month, the price of other things went down by the same amount.
And it's the first time this year there was no monthly increase in consumer prices, held down by falling gas prices. Now $1 less than the record high, but there is still a lot of inflation from a year ago. Consumer prices up 8.5%, less than expected, a bit less than June's 40-year high. That sent stocks surging, the Dow's gaining over 500 points. The president made his comments before signing a veterans health care bill.
We have many obligations, but only one truly sacred obligation: to equip those we send into harm's way and to care for them and their families when they come home.
The bill's focus:
helping veterans exposed to toxic burn pits during their military service. It adds conditions including hypertension to the Department of Veterans Affairs list of illnesses that have been incurred or exacerbated while serving.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Former President Trump was just under oath, questioning the New York Attorney General's investigation into his business practices.
The former president is pleading the fifth rather than giving testimony in a deposition regarding a civil case brought by the State Attorney General, Letitia James. Mr. Trump released a statement soon after he entered the offices of the State Attorney General that said, in part, and I quote, "I did nothing wrong, which is why after 5 years of looking, the federal, state, and local governments, together with the fake news media, have found nothing."
Fox's David Lee Miller. Republicans in Congress keep demanding more information from the Justice Department on the FBI raid on Trump's Florida home Monday in a classified White House records probe. Senator Rand Paul tells Fox,
It's demoralizing for the country, and it takes away so much faith in our law enforcement.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
They donated to those for it. It's partly cloudy and 72 downtown. I'm Kurt Darling for Moss Roofing. Here's what's trending at 11:02. The abortion ban had the support of 16 Republicans in the State House who received campaign donations from Eli Lilly. $17,000 has gone to House Speaker Todd Houston since 2019.
You come down here and you make the best decisions that you believe are for public policy.
Eli Lilly, in protest this week, said the ban will force them to look outside the state for other investments. investments. $5.5 million. That's how much American senior communities based here in Indiana will have to be paying back to settle a lawsuit filed by a whistleblower who tipped off the feds that the organization was defrauding Medicare. An investigation found that ASC defrauded Medicare out of over $2 million by filing false claims. ASC has to pay all that back times 2 to the government. The CHIPS Act means new investment in Indiana.
Workforce development would play a very big role, and that includes academia and universities like Purdue.
Vijay Raghunathan, who is a computer engineering professor at Purdue, and he tells Inside Indiana Business that much of that workforce development will be trained at Purdue to help develop and make computer chips. With that, many tech companies plan to hire Hoosiers to make them. 3 people have been charged in the killing of a man back in March. Parker Carlson reports.
March 6th, police responded to Indy's near north side to the shooting which killed Kerwin Pollard. A week later, police arrested Julius Thomas for the murder and robbery of him. Then a month later, IMPD arrested a second man, Carlos Bryant, who they believe was culpable in that murder. And now a third man is suspected of Pollard's murder. On Tuesday, Marion County Prosecutor's Office charged Antonio Wynn for murder and robbery in the killing. At the time of being charged, Wynn was already in custody, and IMPD says he is the last suspect in the case. Parker Carlson, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Congresswoman Jackie Walorski's seat will stay vacant for now. November 8th, the same day as the general election, is when a special election will be held to fill her seat for the remainder of her term. I'm Kurt Darling, on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Tony Katz for Moss Roofing, MOSS, mossroofing.com, the family-owned business in its second generation of taking care of the roofs of Indianapolis and all over central Indiana. They do full roof replacements, residential or commercial. You've got storm damage, you talk to Moss Roofing. And their financing, they've got a plan that works for everybody's budget. So yes, now is the time to get that roof taken care of. And if you need siding, they work with James Hardy Siding. We're talking about the low maintenance, fully painted, 15-year warranty on the finish, James Hardy Siding. When you go to sell your home, your house is going to be worth more money because you will have increased the value with James Hardy Siding, and it holds up better in the Indianapolis weather. Talk to the family at Moss Roofing today. 317-784-3227. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 784-3227. 784-3227 or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Marshall Mechanical Heating and Cooling, your American Standard air dealer in Johnson County. You're listening to Rob Kendall.
The Republican Party in Indiana sees zero problem in record spending, in record taxation.
And Casey Daniels.
You went out there and said, please vote for me. You debated other people on why you're the better person for the position. Suck it up.
This is the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, August 10th, and things that are trending this hour. It is still inflation at 8.5% for July. That is down from June, which was at 9.1%. However, grocery prices, rent, and electricity still on the rise. Also trending this hour, Starbucks. They have just announced the return of the pumpkin spice latte. And finally trending, Trump. He said he's declining to answer questions by the New York Attorney General invoking the Fifth Amendment so that he doesn't self-incriminate. It is 6 minutes after 11 with Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC, and we've been talking about Trump a lot for the past 48 hours. He loves it. They hate it. So why is he pleading the Fifth?
Well, first of all, people need to realize what this is all about. They're not going to get Donald Trump. They've never got Donald Trump. It's never going to happen. This is not about putting Donald Trump in a federal prison somewhere. They'd like to, but they can't because, as Dick Morris said the other day on Newsmax, he said, look, Trump's a killer, but he kills in between the lines. This is about sending a message to regular people, to people outside the system, about daring to come in to this good old boy network, which is what politics is. They are saying, we are going to ruin this guy's life. We're going to ruin his existence. We will do everything in our power. And these are Democrats and Republicans alike that we're talking about here. We are sending a message to regular people who do you think you are to come into this system? They're sending a message to the me's of the world, Casey, right? Now, don't threaten me with a good time, but regular people. And look, I'll never forget this story. And it's not near on the level of what Trump is going through right now, but I'll never forget this. There was one of the things you did in local government is you appointed various people to boards and commissions. Mm-hmm. And there was a very prominent business owner who, one of my goals was to get new people involved in the process, right? It was say, we have had all these good old boys and girls who've been in this club for all these years and they make the same decisions to help their buddies. Let's get new young people in.
New blood.
And there was a very prominent local business owner who I went to and I said, you would be perfect. You're young. You have young kids. Your business is super successful. You are the absolute sort of person we need making decisions. Your business, your home, everything is here. You need. The guy said, I don't want to get involved. And I said, you have to get involved. There's a reason you voted for me, which was to get involved, right? I mean, if new people are not going to step up, you have to step. You have to do this. Nothing will ever change. So haggled the guy, haggled him, haggled. Finally agreed to do it. And like 2 months in, he has to cast a right but controversial vote that involved taking money that was going places it should not have been going to basically for a political appeasement for powerful and connected people and move it somewhere else for an infrastructure project. Mm-hmm. And it's controversial, and the government people who were mad that weren't going to get the money more came and whined and complained, and he did the right thing. And immediately, Casey, after that, these people started showing up to his prominent business and saying, it's too bad you lined up with Rob Kendall. We're not going to patronize your business anymore. And you know what that guy did? He never served again. It was a 1-year term, and he got out of it, and he said, I can't lose my business over doing what's right. This is that times a million, but it is a real-world example of what the rich, the powerful, the connected do. They bully, they intimidate, and they scare people into not getting involved. Politics thrives on being a closed-door society. It's how these people go in, regular people, and they come out millionaires. They all work in cahoots together. And this is about sending a message to regular people. It's not about Trump. They're never going to get Trump. He's never going to go to jail. Nothing's going to happen to him. He's too powerful, and he's too smart, and he's got too much ability to fight back. This is about sending a message.
He's pleading the fifth. And that is something we say almost as a joke when someone asks you a question you don't want to answer. Oh, I plead the fifth.
Right.
But he actually is. And this is in regards to this long-running civil investigation into his business dealings.
So people say, well, why are you pleading the fifth if you've done nothing wrong? You should never, ever, ever, never, ever, 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 never. Did I make myself clear? Never. Cooperate with the government voluntarily. Whether you've done anything wrong or not, shut up. Let your attorneys talk for you, and don't talk. And don't give them any information that you have to. Do not make the government's life any easier than it has to be. They are not your friend. They're, still a line from South Park. I'm not your buddy, guy. They're not interested in helping you. Donald Trump is absolutely doing the right thing. He should give the government absolutely nothing. He should treat the government with the same respect they treat him, which is absolutely zero. Now, this case is completely ridiculous because what they're trying to say, what came out on, when Donald Trump ran for president, you have to fill out these financial disclosure forms.
Mm-hmm.
Every person who runs for president has to fill them out. Lawmakers here locally have to fill them out, et cetera. And you have to say, I have these holdings. I have this net worth.
These are my assets.
And it's a valid thing. You want the American people, you want taxpayers, et cetera, to be aware our elected officials have these interests as they're entering the public realm, so you can keep an eye on
being transparent,
who's voting or whatever. And what came out was that much of Trump's worth is based on his assessment of what his name is, because his name is the brand. And that was, if you remember at the time, they were saying, see, Trump isn't really actually all that rich. He may be worth $1 billion. He's not actually worth $7 billion because a bunch of his net worth is what he values his name at. Well, this has been the precipice for them to start to dig into Trump's finances, because much of the way he secures loans has been based on his worth. And so what they're trying to say is Trump has lied, he has exaggerated, he has fibbed, he has flubbed the value of his worth in order to secure loans, period, or secure them at better interest rates, because obviously the more worth and assets you have, the more loans you can get. Comes back to what we talked about last hour. If Rob Kendall or Casey Daniels or Kevin McNamara goes to get a loan, they're going to ask to see specific documents, your W-2, savings accounts, investment portfolio, whatever. And one person will look at it and make a loan decision based upon that, because we are asking, people like us are asking for usually home loan, car loan, that's maybe a small business loan, whatever. That's about it. If we flub those documents, you could get away. You see it on American Greed all the time. Like these people flub documents, they will get away with it because there's not a lot of check and balance. When you are a Donald Trump and the amount of money you are asking for, there's not just some bookworm in Provo, Utah, who is signing off based on a W-2. There's an army of people who investigate, and they do not hand out loans that are in the hundreds of millions of dollars, if not more range, based on, well, Donald Trump assesses his name value and his time on The Apprentice as X amount of dollars. This is completely ridiculous. This is Letitia James, who is a radical lunatic left-winger, the attorney general for New York, who wanted to run for governor, now has since not run for governor, but on a political witch hunt. That is all this is, and it is about sending a message to regular people.
Well, there is one lady who is not pleading the fifth. In fact, she's putting it all out there, and that is Lauren Boebert.
She is a U.S. representative. She is Colorado, I think is where she's from.
Colorado.
And she is a fan of bringing the heat, and she weighed in yesterday on the raid of Trump's home in Florida. Take a listen.
You guys, I'm pissed. We are a nation of law and order, and this raid by the FBI on President Trump's home is totally un-American. This is Gestapo crap, and it will not stand. The Department of Injustice needs to be cleaned out if they are going to start pretending we're some sort of banana republic. This is exactly why we conservatives are opposed to the 87,000 new IRS agents Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats want to hire, right after spending $700,000 on ammunition for the IRS. It was Trump today, but you're next if we don't take a stand. Remember, this is about power. Today was a complete show of force. This is about the desire of the deep state to have a total control, and President Trump is standing right in their way. They spied on Trump. They lied about Trump. And I'm calling for a select committee into this political raid of Trump. Preserve your documents and clear your calendars, Democrats. These leftists continuously create new distractions from their failed policies that Americans are paying the price for.
So she says some crazy things sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
She tweets out some crazy things. Her tweets have been picked up by Russian media. She's somewhat of a Trump wannabe, but and sometimes women like her, people like her, miss the mark. Not just women, men too. But she does have some high passion here, some gumption, some moxie, and she's saying things that I think 95% of the people would be afraid to.
Well, and this is the point, and this is what they do to people. Look at who they go after. Her, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Look at the people whose lives, Jim Jordan, that they attempt to destroy. You get out of bounds. We take up Madison Cawthorn, who lost his reelection bid. Look, I will never forget this. When I first went into the State House to work for the state auditor's office, kicking and screaming against my will, and it was ultimately proven that was correct. Always trust your instincts, people. But when I first got into the State House, I remember asking a very high-ranking government official, I said, why don't more of these people, because you're walking around the State House and these people, you quickly realize they're almost all buddy-buddy, regardless of what political disagreements they may have. And I asked the person, I said, why do these people not call each other out? Why are they not, if you're wed to these political beliefs, because I believed it was the way it was in a campaign, everybody's a fighter every single day. I said, why do they not challenge each other? Why do they not call people out on their bullcrap? And the person told me this, and I will never forget it. They said, because almost everyone in this building is dirty, and everybody has the dirt on everyone else, and the unspoken gentleman's agreement is, even if there's policy differences, we all protect each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to invite you to get a paper towel or a kitchen cloth, something to wipe your speaker off with, because you're going to need to, based on something the president did, which is really kind of gross. And we're going to get to it next from 93 WIBC.
Your Echo smart speaker has just gotten smarter. Ask Alexa to activate your WIBC News Flash Briefing skill.
Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing. From the WIBC mobile newsroom, this is local news for Indianapolis.
Gas Buddy says the statewide average.
Get the latest news updates on demand.
I'm Sean Herrick.
The administration should be going
Leader, 93
Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
When you want your news in a flash, get it with no waiting with Alexa at 93 WIBC.
Hey, Indiana, start the second half of the baseball season the right way and turn K's into cash and big hits into big wins with FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in free bets. That's guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Just sign up with promo code WIBC to get in on the action. FanDuel lets you bet the money line, home run props, strikeout totals, and so much more. Plus, you can combine your bets for an even bigger payday with a same-game parlay. If you haven't tried FanDuel, now is the perfect time to give it a shot. Just join up with promo code WIBC and turn a $5 bet into $150 in free bets. Win or lose exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Use my promo code WIBC. Must be 21 plus in Indiana. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hi, this is Denny Smith. If you've been putting up with hard water or an old, lousy water softener for way too long, how about this deal? Invest in any water softener from C&J, well or city water, and get a free reverse osmosis drinking water system for absolutely the healthiest drinking water for your family. Plus 10% off any additional water treatment equipment. C&J has the best warranty in the business, and financing is available too. They're local, they're exceptional, they're affordable. 317-733-SOFT or cnjwater.com.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Tired of companies like Google and Facebook watching everything you do online? There's actually a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for Timberlake Kitchen and Bath Cabinets. Visit Drexel's new design center on 146th Street at River Road or on North Shadeland. DrexelIN.com.
You're listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC.
106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Coughing is your lungs' way of sweeping out dead cells. That's from the Lung Association. In the case of COVID-19, the cough could last for as long as 6 months after the viral infection. He's Rob Kendall. My name is Casey Daniels. It's 93 WIBC.
I have a very weird question before you get into this.
Yeah.
If you notice on the YouTube video,
Yeah.
sometimes I am just so dark and then it instantly lights up and I don't touch anything or do anything. Is there a reason this is happening? Is it something I'm doing here?
Is the camera refocusing?
I don't know what the deal is with this, but
Move around a
people
little.
need to. I am people need to see me, and it's like your light is always perfect, and with mine, it's like a lens opens up. Hello.
I would say my lighting is far from perfect.
Well, I don't know. I just wondered if somebody knew anything about what was going on here. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. They're just
Was it distracting?
very
you?
disturbing for our audience.
And we appreciate everybody who's watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe while you're over there. Kendall and Casey, WIBC, in your YouTube search bar.
It's too much light in the background. There's the same amount of light in the background instantaneously. That can change. I don't know. The YouTube people are weighing in on this. This is very disturbing because people need to see me. Anyway.
They do need to see you. So the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, said on Tuesday that President Biden's coughing fits are merely the lingering effects of his previous COVID-19 diagnosis.
Oh.
Now, we told you, get something handy to wipe your speaker off with because, wow, this is coming right at you. Let's listen.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I want to take another sip of water.
Those are all separate. Breitbart put that together, the montage. Those are all separate from the same event.
He's hawking up a lung cookie there.
I mean, there's something wrong with the guy.
Well, he's tested negative 4 days in a row.
I don't care.
Actually, today's 5 days in a row.
There's something wrong with the guy. Like, I mean, that is all from a montage from one event. It's not like he's giving the Gettysburg Address up there. It's a short thing.
Right. That was at the CHIPS Act signing, where just later he acted like the robot when he tried to.
Oh, that's right.
It's the same instance.
And so then, because there was Cough-a-Palooza, and it is the president, somebody had the audacity to commit a random, confused, accidental act of journalism and ask Karine Jean-Pierre, hey, why is the president hacking like he's got the black lung?
Just briefly, at the earlier chip signing, the president had several coughing episodes. Is it possible to get an update from his physician about his status after his recovery from COVID, please?
So, as you know, we shared his negative test today. He has tested negative Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and now today. We have also said many times, I think during the briefing when we were talking about his COVID case, that he experiences coughs from time to time, independent of him getting COVID. And what he's experiencing right now is the lingering effects of COVID, which is something I'm sure many of us who have had COVID have endured or have to deal with. And so that's what you're seeing at this time.
He might want to get that checked out. Get some Vicks VapoRub. I'd say he should get some NyQuil, but he's already napping and getting rest. So he doesn't need that. He better go take a vacation to the beach in South Carolina. Look, he is.
Everybody gets sick, and I get it. I understand it. But that is not a healthy person. Like, it's not like, man, I've got some lingering effect. Like, here's one cough in the 4-minute speech I'm giving. It's gross. I don't.
Kevin, can you play it again?
No.
He snotted all over his hand, blew his nose, and then he shook Schumer's hand.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Let's take a drink of water.
So the White House has refused to allow his doctor to directly take any questions from reporters. So
all right, I gotta take a break.
You need to clean off your headphones.
And then when we come back, it's just we can never stop the drama with this guy.
Are you talking about Todd Rokita?
More drama involving Indiana's own Lionel Hutz from The Simpsons, the famed attorney voiced by Phil Hartman. It just never stops with this guy. Now there's some deal involving lobbyists and lobbying. I mean, it never stops with this guy.
Yeah, we'll get to that next from 93 WIBC.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, above your eyes, below your eyes, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor, you've visited urgent care over and over again, and it's always the same thing. I know. Let's try antibiotics and nasal sprays. But the sinus infections keep coming back. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your sinus infections anymore. Set an appointment today with Indianapolis Sinus Center and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650. Hello, I'm Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Here are a few quick divorce tips that we provide our clients. Number 1, don't move out of your house just because your wife tells you to. Remember, that's your house too. And number 2, don't blow through the financial statements that you file with the court. These are key exhibits, and they often make or break your case. And number 3, watch the social networking. Expect your wife's lawyer to do a thorough online search. And incidentally, this is a two-way street. Now, a bonus tip. Partner with your attorney in assembling evidence. You're one of the 2 leading experts on your life and marriage. Your attorney needs your input to achieve your goals. And finally, talk to your attorney before taking action. Good luck.
Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Cordell & Cordell, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health. Inspiring health.
We're celebrating fun at the speed of summer at your Indiana State Fair. Your favorite summertime tradition is celebrating all things Indiana, including our automotive excellence in partnership with Tom Wood Automotive Group.
Today is Union Carpenters Day and the unveiling of the iconic Ghostbusters Ecto-1 from the movie, plus daily shows with Strongman Mighty Mike and a canine dog trick show. There's fun at every turn waiting for you.
Join us for 18 magical days and 4 fun-filled weekends of food, rides, animals, and more at your Indiana State Fair.
Dear driver, thank you. Thank you for slowing down when you saw the orange cones and road construction signs. My husband is one of those road workers. And today, you saved his life. If you hadn't slowed down, you would have missed that lane change, driven right into the work zone, and you would have killed him. Because you were driving differently. He'll be at our son's Little League game this weekend. He'll be there to walk our daughter down the aisle. He'll be out there tomorrow, making Indiana's roads safer. Thank you.
When driving in a construction zone, be smart, be alert, be in the zone.
This is Joe Bulk, business manager of Labor's Local 204. Everyone deserves a safe place to work. Do your part in the cone zone. Slow down, save a life. We're all in this together.
A message from Indiana's District Council of Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
Got any heating and cooling concerns in Johnson County? Call Marshall Mechanical Heating and Cooling. We can take care of any needs.
Just go to callthemarshallnow.com. Marshall Mechanical is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hi, I'm Joe Clark, host of Consider This, found right here Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. Grab a cup of coffee and join me as we talk about things you should consider affecting your financial future.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
His take on slowing inflation. I'm Kurt Darling. Here's what's trending at 11:30. President Biden is cheering the latest inflation report. The consumer price index for July was unchanged after a jump of 1.3% in June. During a White House event, Biden said that there are signs inflation is beginning to slow down. The president admitted more trouble could be ahead, but said his economic plan is working. The hashtag delete Facebook is appearing after Facebook was served a warrant by Nebraska police to hand over direct messages between a mother and a daughter about taking abortion pills. Legal analyst Stephen Clark says the social media giant really had no choice but to comply.
And what Facebook said is we had little recourse but to produce the information because this was a lawful court order.
Under a Nebraska trigger law, abortion is illegal after 20 weeks. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC.
A Hoosiers Against Common Core co-founder turned policy consultant and state contractor mistakenly registered as a lobbyist for the city of Indianapolis rather than the state of Indiana. This coming from Todd Rokita's office, which has confirmed this.
Again, another Rokita thing. Like, can we go a frickin' week without some drama involving Todd Rokita?
Well, this was from the Indiana Capital Chronicles, right?
Yes, our Nikki Kelly and our friends over at Indiana Capital Chronicle. And I said this when they formed this organization, that I thought it was going to be a phenomenal gift to transparency, because for the first time in a very long time, you were going to have a news agency dedicated solely to covering those slimy lizards that crawl around at 200 West Washington Street. And part of the reason it's gotten so bad over there is because, due to budget cuts, many agencies that once had a person embedded at the State House have had to go away from that. And while the major stuff will get coverage, it's the stuff behind the scenes that if no one's, it's not even the Fox watching the Hen House. No one is watching the Hen House. And the Indiana Capital Chronicle has done a great job of reporting on some of these lesser known stories that are very important to Hoosiers, because it's the behavior of your elected and appointed and hired officials and how they're behaving with and around your money. And this is another great example of a story that would probably not have seen the light of day if it were not for Indiana Capital Chronicle.
Okay, so break this down for us. This is about someone named Tuttle.
Yes. So this is another example with Rokita of and the Rokita people always get very mad at me because they're very passionate because they like Todd's politics. I like Todd Rokita's politics, but I am not so wed to someone's view of government or espoused view of government that I let their bullcrap go. And it seems like all the time with this guy, whether it's he's got a second job he wasn't talking about, or he's banning Abdul from press conferences. I mean, there's always some unforced I can't say it. There's always some unforced shenanigans with this guy that paints his office as the chief law enforcement officer. This is the thing Rokita either hasn't gotten or doesn't care. You're not supposed to be a politician as the attorney general. This is not state rep, state senator, U.S. rep, U.S. senator. You're the chief law enforcement officer for the state of Indiana. Politics is supposed to be out of the way. You're supposed to be enforcing the law, and you're supposed to be above it all. And he is not above it all. And this is another example. So they hired this woman. She's a well-known, I don't know, I guess you'd call her an activist who's been around for a long time. Erin Tuttle. She was very involved in Common Core. And, of course, we all remember what happened with Common Core, where Mike Pence, because he wanted to run for president, air quote, opted out of Common Core because that was popular in the Republican Party, then reinstated, I should say, about 90% of Common Core under a different name, and it cost the state hundreds of thousands of dollars to reenact. But hey, we opted out of Common Core, and that looked good on a placard if you were running for president. Erin Tuttle was involved in that. So she's a conservative activist, well-known in conservative circles. She gets hired by Rokita's office to do, I don't know exactly what. The job description says that she was supposed to, contractor shall interact and communicate with legislators. So basically on the surface, this looks really bad because she is hired for this job to make a contract that paid her a maximum of $200,000 a year, a 2-year contract with a maximum payout of $200,000, literally a week after the Secretary of State's office alleges she formed this Tuttle Consulting LLC. So she forms this on the 16th of August, and on the 23rd of August, she gets this 2-year max $200,000 contract. Now, Casey, what sort of vetting or open door policy or, comparing of offer sheets went on when the person didn't even inform their company until a week before they got this contract? That's number one. Go ahead.
I was going to say the contract is for research, analysis, and communications.
Okay, so she formed her company on August 16th, according to the Secretary of State's website, and she got the contract on the 23rd of August. Again, when I was in local government, there was a bid process where, hey, we want this project done or we want this service. Okay, all bids, come in, then there's an opening. What sort of vetting could have gone on in a week? And that's awfully convenient that she knew to waltz her ass over to the Secretary of State's office and form this company, and then she gets this agreement. Okay, that's number one.
It's not nothing, by the way. It's over $8,000 a month.
Yes.
That's a nice size contract.
So that is the first part of this. The second part of this is she failed to register as a lobbyist with the state of Indiana. Now, let me again read you what her listed out duties include. Quote, contractor shall interact and communicate with legislators. Now, under Indiana law, according to Indiana Capitol Chronicle, so we've read you what the job description is. Let me tell you, under Indiana law, when someone must register as a lobbyist. Someone must register as a lobbyist when lobbying or communicating by any means with a state political candidate, state legislature, or most legislative branch employees with the intent of influencing any legislative action. Now, part two of this is why private citizens don't have to register as a lobbyist. If you write your legislator, someone must also earn at least $500 for the work or spend that amount during a registration year. So again, if you communicate with a state legislator or most of the legislative branch employees with the intent of influencing any legislative action and spend $500 a year. Well, clearly she's making more than $500 a year. And clearly her job said, quote, shall interact and communicate with legislators. Duh, pretty simple. She registers as a lobbyist, but not with the state of Indiana.
Yeah.
So we are led to believe, Casey, one, that this woman, within a week of registering her business, just magically, it's like what was the cereal that was magically delicious? Was that Lucky Charms? They're magically delicious.
Yeah.
It's the Lucky Charms of consulting. She was magically deliciously, just conveniently getting this contract with no shenanigans, and then is either so incompetent or so naive, doesn't know how to register as a lobbyist, when the details of what she's supposed to do clearly makes her a lobbyist. And this is who we're also led to believe is the most qualified person to work for our attorney general, who's supposed to be the chief law enforcement officer in the state of Indiana. Wow, wonder he loses so many cases.
So she's supposed to register with the state of Indiana. Instead, she registered as a lobbyist for the city of Indianapolis.
No way any person who has any idea whatsoever in what state government does or how it works, who is remotely competent, certainly to be receiving up to $200,000 of our taxpayer dollars, would make this mistake.
$8,000 a month.
So either it was intentional or she has no idea what she's doing. Those are the only two possible, and it's always
oops,
I've made a mistake. It was inadvertent. Your job literally calls for you to be a lobbyist based on the state definition of lobbying. And he's the chief law enforcement officer. If anybody should know the law, it's him. Should we read their quote? It's always the nothing to see here, right? Let's see. This is from is this Rokita's office? Yes, I think this was who issued this statement. Quote, out of an abundance of caution, we asked Tuttle to complete the necessary registrations that are required. But this week, it was determined that she had inadvertently registered with the City of Indianapolis Lobby Commission. That oversight is being corrected, and all appropriate filings related to her and this office are being completed with the Indiana Lobby Registration Commission. Casey, why in the hell would any person possibly think, I'm going to lobby state legislators, I'll need to register with someone in Indianapolis?
Well, that's because that's where they come to work.
These are the people
State House right there.
Working for the Attorney General. Yeah. No wonder we lose so many cases.
They were really close on the three-step process. They admitted the mistake, and they're taking corrective actions. The part they forgot was the apology.
And it's Rokita again. People ask, why are you the way you are with Rokita? Because of crap like this. It doesn't seem to happen with any other agency in the state of Indiana with these statewide office holders, but it seems to keep happening with Todd Rokita almost on a weekly basis.
He's Rob Kendall. My name is Casey Daniels, and let's talk about this judge who signed off on the search warrant authorizing the FBI raid of Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. He has ties to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. This guy's name is Judge Bruce Reinert. He approved the warrant. By the way, which many people are saying Trump could release if he wanted to. There's also an affidavit. The affidavit has more details in it than the warrant does. But this judge it's kind of questionable.
Well, isn't it amazing that there's, again, coming back to the story we just talked about, there's always some shenanigans somewhere going on with these people. And you can believe this is just the world's biggest coincidence, or just magically, yeah, that's probably just a coincidence that the guy who issued the search warrant, this is why the conspiracy theorists, you're feeding them, right? What are the odds that the judge who issued the search warrant on Trump has close, intimate ties as an attorney to Jeffrey Epstein, people involved in Jeffrey Epstein's empire? Now, this people might say, well, this guy was appointed as a magistrate in 2018. Well, that's the Trump administration. Magistrates are not appointed by the president. Federal judges are appointed by the president. Magistrates are appointed by the judges. So this person was appointed by a group of judges in Florida.
So he was a judge. He resigned to work with. He was a judge.
No, he was a prosecutor. He resigned as prosecutor to become a private attorney
for Epstein's associates.
Yes, and then went on to become a federal judge.
And he's the guy who said, "Yep, go raid Trump's house."
Yes.
That's from the, it seems about right.
I mean, and it could totally all be above board and everything's fine. It's just wild and wacky and really weird how that just seems to happen a whole bunch.
Let's quickly talk about this Gabby Petito thing that's going on. You remember her.
Yes.
She was the young girl who was murdered by her boyfriend. They did the van life thing. And the lawyers for her parents have announced that they will file a $50 million wrongful death suit against the Moab Police Department.
Yes.
They say 2 officers who interacted with her just days before her death should have done more.
This relates to, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie, who was her boyfriend, were on this cross-country van trip dealio where they Instagram what they're doing. I don't know why anybody would care about any of that, but whatever. And the police were called to an altercation involving the 2 of them, and there was what appeared to be at least, clear acts of violence, really it appeared from both parties, had taken place. And the police basically separated them and then ultimately let them go on their merry way without any arrest, without any sort of ramification. And so what the family is saying, and I'm simplifying here, and consult your local legal professional before taking everything we say as the gospel, but what they're essentially saying is, had you acted, because the daughter was killed a short time later by Brian Laundrie, this death would not have occurred. Therefore, your inaction, you are liable based on your inaction. A reasonable person with your expertise and experience would have done whatever. You didn't do whatever, and thus you are responsible for her death.
Yeah, they concluded that the officers made several mistakes and couldn't rule that out why she was murdered. I wanted to mention this quickly. Red flags of abuse. Many people think that physical abuse is the only abuse out there. There's much more. You can have emotional, psychological, financial, technological, sexual, and even spiritual abuse. It's 11:45. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Coming up on the Hammer and Nigel show, more fallout from the FBI's raid on Mar-a-Lago. Plus special guest Tommy Lahren from Fox News. All starts at 3, 93 WIBC.
Guys, it's Andrew. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, today, Wednesday, August 10th, we're running a one-day end-of-summer special you won't want to miss out on. Pine Grove Medical Clinic uses the most powerful form of wave therapy. This is a technology clinically shown to repair blood vessels and improve blood flow. We can now effectively treat your ED without any pills. If you're ready to transform your love life, grab your phone. Today is your day. Call us now and you'll qualify for the assessment and ultrasound totally free. Also, a gift that can produce powerful results in the bedroom in minutes. You're going to love that, guys. And today only, we're offering 5 tune-up treatments to our patients free. This is our most lucrative offer ever, worth $1,000. But call today, Wednesday, and qualify totally free. 317-552-1111. That's 317-552-1111. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Pine Grove Medical Clinic now to qualify. This offer ends today. 317-552-1111.
There's a reason Comcast Business powers more businesses than any other provider. Actually, there's a few. Comcast Business offers the fastest, reliable network, the peace of mind that comes with Security Edge, helping to protect all your connected devices, and the most reliable 5G mobile network. Want me to keep going? I can. Whether your small business is starting or growing, you need Comcast Business. Technology solutions that put you ahead and give you serious savings. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get internet and security for just $60 a month when you add mobile and save $480 your first year. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. New Comcast Business 250 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. 2-year agreement required. Equipment installation, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. Must add mobile within 90 days of internet install and keep all services for 12 months to receive discount. Comcast Business Mobile utilizes the network with the most RootMetrics 5G data reliability wins in 2H 2021. Results may vary. Award is not an endorsement.
Everything is more expensive these days. Gas, groceries, you name it. One thing you can't put a price on is peace of mind, which is why I am a AAA member. I remember one day I got to work, my battery died in my car. AAA was there within 40 minutes, put a new one in, and I was on my way. Whether it's a flat tire, dead battery, you run out of gas, AAA is there 24/7. And if you're a AAA member, you can get discounts on all sorts of stuff, hotels, rental cars, restaurants. My AAA membership is even going to get me into the Indiana State Fair for free on AAA Day on August 17th.
So if peace of mind on the road combined with more dollars in your pocket sounds like something that you'd be interested in, join AAA today. To get your AAA membership, visit AAA.com, call 844-GO, AAA-GO, or stop by your local AAA office. And don't forget to save the date for AAA Day at the Indiana State Fair, Wednesday, August 17th. AAA members get in free. Details at AAA.com.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a thank you to our loyal customers for making our agency a national sales leader for the 7th straight year. We recently saved a family of 4 over $500 monthly when compared to their ACA plan. You know it's still Obamacare, right? We recently saved a 61-year-old retiring couple over $600 when compared to their COBRA plan. Breaking news! We are now able to offer health insurance to employer groups of all sizes with 2 of the largest insurers in the Midwest. We've been in the same location with the same phone number for 27 years. We'll be here when you need us. Quoting my favorite president, what in the heck do you have to lose? Call me at 317-435-1718 or go to rragency.org. That's 317-435-1718 or rragency.org. Don't let the federal government or their big insurance company cronies tell you that you don't have a choice. We can help. As always, God bless America, or at least what's left of her.
Here's Terry Stacy to tell you what's going on with WIBC.
Check out our website to see where the next Home and Garden Show on the road will be. We're live every Saturday starting at 9 a.m. You don't want to miss it. Be sure to tune in to Pat, Denny, and the gang on 93 WIBC. And follow WIBC on your favorite social media channels to stay up to date on breaking news, traffic updates, and weather. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Grab more info online at WIBC.com.
For a smarter conversation about money, everyday wealth with Soledad O'Brien and Gene Chatsky. Presented by Edelman Financial Engines. For airtimes, visit everydaywealth.com.
Good morning. You're listening to Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. What's your predicament?
Well, I want to ask you if I did the right thing here, because there's a part of me that thinks I did, and then there's a part of me that thinks I shouldn't have had to do this.
Okay.
Okay, so I came into work this morning, and as people may not know, our building here on Monument Circle has 7 floors.
Mm-hmm.
We are on the 4th floor. WIBC is the only radio station on the 4th floor. Now, Hank FM is on the 1st floor, right there on the circle.
Yeah, they've got the Fishbowl studio.
And then the Fan and B1057 are on, I believe, what is the 5th floor? Or no, sixth floor, right?
Okay.
Is that right?
If you say so.
Yeah. Anyway, and then Indianapolis Monthly is on.
I know how to get here and get out.
I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Hank FM is nowhere near our floor here, so there's not like, wow, WIBC and Hank, they share a floor and they share office space and we're super together. I come into work, and our office where we are at, the office you and I share, along with Terry Stacy, is as far back in the build on this 4th floor as you can get.
They put us in the corner.
It's not like we're the first people you see and, I'll just drop this here. We are as far back, and I am as far back as you possibly can get. I have a nice view of a parking garage from my window.
You have a window.
Yes,
Good for you.
Yes, I had that all the way back when I was a producer. I said, I will look at this empty parking garage every single day. Anyway, so I come into work, and there's an envelope sitting on my chair.
Yeah.
Now, as you know, Casey, and Casey will vouch for this just yesterday, I do not open the mail.
No, you made me open it.
I do not. You're never going to anthrax me. You're never going to get me.
That's what I said. Why are you making me open it if it's got something in it?
If a politician is going to take me out, Rod, Todd, the Flanders Boys, High Tax Holcomb, the Duke of Spendingburg, you're going to have to be more creative than to get me through the mail because
Luckily, there was nothing wrong with that
And
letter.
I did this with Mock. People remember I had Mock open the mail when she was here too. But it was addressed. So this envelope was addressed to a former employee that is no longer here at Hank and Hank FM. There was nothing about WIBC on the envelope. There was nothing that said also WIBC, nothing.
Attention, Rob Kendall. It was just on your chair.
It was employee, Hank FM, and then the address here, 40 Monument Circle, and it was on my chair. And part of me was like, what the hell is this? And so I said, okay, it's on my chair. Someone had to walk it back here and give it to me. Maybe they looked at it and were able to pry it open and saw it was in it and said, that's a Rob Kendall thing. I don't know. So I don't open other people's mail, but it was on my chair. There's no way you could accidentally leave it on the wrong chair. This is not our floor. We are in the very back.
There was an intentional
delivery.
delivery.
Put it there.
Yes.
So I opened it.
Yeah.
And it was a gift card to Wendy's.
Oh, nice.
Which, I love Wendy's.
But it wasn't for you.
Well, but so then here's my conundrum. Somebody deliberately put that on my chair, Casey, and it wasn't addressed to me. And so I thought long and hard about what should I do with this?
Yeah.
Because it was given to me. It was dropped off on my chair.
Yeah.
There's no way it was accidentally put on my chair. Someone deliberately put it on my chair.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Let me stop you right there, mister. Was it on the bottom of a stack of other mail?
No.
It was
the only
by
thing.
itself.
There's no way somebody accidentally put that there.
Okay.
And so I, all morning long, went back and forth on what should I do with this gift card because it was given to me.
Let's see how morally corrupt you are. What have you decided?
Okay, well, let me ask you real quick. Before I tell you what I decided, what should I have done?
I would have probably taken it down to the mail room or somebody of authority more so than myself and said, hey, I think this was delivered to the wrong person. I would have given it to Matt Hiblin. I would have said, Matt, this is an accident. It wasn't meant for me.
Good Johnny Goody Two-Shoes over here. Ruining the fun for the rest of us.
What did you do?
I gave it to Matt Hiblin. And but I argued with him. I said, wait a second.
Yeah.
This person isn't here anymore. This is not our radio station. Who are you going to give this to? It was given to me.
So now it's up to Matt Hiblin to do the right thing. You think he's using that gift card for himself?
We're going to see a package of double stacks for lunch in the Hiblin Industries back there tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good job, Kevin. Thank you for listening today. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. Have a fantastic Wednesday, and we will see you back here tomorrow.
At Diamonds Direct, nobody tells our story better than our own associates.
I hear from customers that come in how shocked they are. They're able to, only with Diamonds Direct, afford a diamond that they never in their wildest dreams thought they'd be able to get.
People are just thrilled with what we offer.
We have exponentially more to choose from. The resources that we have all the way from our wholesale roots, really untouchable.
When you come here to Diamonds Direct, you know it's something special. You know it's something that is one of a kind, and you got that at such a phenomenal value.
To be a jeweler and have this kind of firepower, we have all these mountings, all this selection, all these diamonds, and incredible prices is just unmatched.
And I think our customers appreciate that we are so open and honest about every part of this process.
What they're surprised by is the extent that we go to provide an unparalleled, luxurious shopping experience.
This company has a 60-year heritage in diamond cutting, diamond mining, diamond wholesaling. So there's no possible way to get any closer to the source than with Diamonds Direct.
We won't be undersold.
Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. DiamondsDirect.com.
Guys, if you need an annual health exam, check out the Low T Center to get your complete health assessment. They'll check all of your levels, not just your T level. In most cases, it's completely covered by your health insurance. And if you don't have insurance, it's less than $100 for a full lab panel and office visit with the medical provider. And they give you a complete health assessment. Low T Center, specializing in men's health. Go to lowtcenter.com right now. Book online. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Interest rate hikes are slowing home price growth, but you can still get top dollar for your home right now with Mark Dietel. Maybe you need a bigger home for your office or growing family. Mark Dietel guarantees multiple offers on your home in 3 days.